because they are Zambians, are they not entitled to participate in the political process of their country? Sata bere wabu president balelelwa amuye kumbele bulyo Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Thanks very much, sir. Thank you.
Show me the blue hearts in the comment section. Show me those blue hearts in the comment section. So, I have a special announcement. We have already hit over
50,000 combined views of people watching us live via the BM8 page and several other pages. So I have a task for people watching at home, and it's a very simple task for me. Very simple task. For everyone watching, please, may you do the simple thing of indicating where you're watching from. In the comment section, just comment which part of Southern Province you are watching from. So over the next 30 seconds, make those comments as I introduce the next speaker, who is member of the Central Committee from Southern Province, Mr. Kebi Mbewe. So Southern Province, as we welcome him, keep those comments coming, showing us where you're watching from. Mr. Kebi Mbewe, please, a few words from you.
Twarumba maningi kaemendi mini na musanza kamboga kuti wonse mugo wangu uri kumusanza ejijambiriha kuti henswege deba president ngwani Zambia one nation amunege ndipe kurumba kuriba incoming president and incoming running mate ba Brian Mundubile abari musuraho bamakebi Zulu twarumba ibambaula mune nangu madienkugu oyengu Aisha tuzwa muzo mwegu budindi kwasi anku to anse no turi wao tatuswege depe
ibambaula tabasarauri bambaura masimpe igwamba guti noguba guti ba Brian Mundubile Awamakebi Zulu taba lyata ku Southern Province batonde ya iruyando sunu igwamba guti noguba guti no bana musanza heriata pesindirandinwe imunta tamujengi gwamba guti wa Brian Mundubile Awamakebi Zulu bagaga kuya ku Southern Province toba mitwari go for 4 days katubalindira guti babone jaga gakamboga guti twalanga guti bumi bwabo busorore tubugwabirire no bana Southern Province bana bagwesu aba basorori bali kunzeryangu gabatana bambulimbo babede basangula kuba bazambieni bonya bonse mbulimbo tubede abobo variyandihiye maningi igwamba guti akwala ku Southern Province mugaba pema vote atareri ku 70%.
Amugaba vote le bantaba mugaba kuba labire ba president igulabira jamba testing. I am asking the people of Southern Province, give Brian Mundubile and Makebi, give them a chance. There is nothing wrong to give somebody a chance. Bagamulabide, the way you gave President HH, you gave him a chance and you tested.
Even if these two, they want you to test them. if they are bitter, spit them. But today you have not tested them. You have no reasons why you should reject them. And I want to sincerely apologize on their behalf. I know the people of Livingstone, the people of Kalomo, the people of Choma, the people of Pemba, the people of Monza, the people of Mazabuka, the people of Mamba, and all in Southern Province, they were looking forward to see the two leaders. I came late because I'm from Southern Province. I could not leave because they said, you can't go until Brian Mundubile and Makebi come here. Even when I was coming walking in shame. But now I'm happy, President, that you've decided to address the people of Southern Province in this manner. And I know where they are, President. Iwambaguti, even to a commoner. Iwambaguti, Mamba Urambabo. I am a politics. This is not the end of the world. Politics will come, politics will go. Leaders will come, leaders will go. To show that they are not leaders for 7 provinces, but they are coming to Lu. In my province, once I return, it will be Kiriha, a Southern province. And this is why, President, I'm insisting and apologizing and telling the people of Southern Province to say, for you not stepping there, it does not mean Tamubayandiban to pay. President Mundubile, he is offering himself because he has a privilege as a Zambian to lead this country. And we want every citizen to understand Gwambaguti, Ibu Solori, Tuyogweza, Humbwa Mamireza, Nkwasala, Ogo Nkwasala, mu 2021, Imwamireza, Wasala Bahaga Inde, Bagalela, Twagarumba. Mu 2026, Imwamireza, Watondegari Brani Mundubile. Who are we to say no, when time has come for Brian Mundubile to rule this country? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Ndiswani. So our president, ndalumba, ikapati wamba kuti, mwapanga virtual array. Iradi, it is specifically for the people of Southern Province. I want you to know to say, virtually, njabana musanza. Agwamba ura chotwamba ura chihobo ichina musanza. Kambo twanda kuti abalo baransi abari gule abatagohwa sunu ibatiga hwe junza bagayibe gwamba kuti taba abola babrani aba makebi pesi twagamba uramba bo. But President, since you do not have an opportunity to go to Southern Province, on behalf of the people of Southern Province, Ndalomba, it would immediately, after inauguration, please, Southern Province should be your first town. Southern Province, before you form any cabinet, sir, go to Southern people, to the people of Southern Province, and visit them freely. This is my earnest request that I'm making on behalf of the people of Southern Province. And thank you very much. Kuti mwandipa jindi, isha gwamba ula abana bagwesu, bagu Southern Province. And I want to ask, from the bottom of my heart, igwamba uti politics should not divide us. I'm begging all of you, because I know before we started politics started in the Bible. There is nothing new we are doing. That let's remember all the 10 prophets. Our children remembers who we are. The Zambian people should not think that politics is a dead thing. Let the people believe that politics is governance. President Mundubile and your team, I thank you that you have maintained your lane. You have avoided conflicts because you know that these elections have nothing to do with you. These elections, President, has something to do with the will of the Zambian people. There is no need of attacking any of these. Attack the Zambian people. Not to go vote. Gatuya to vote, knowing that we are doing it for our own children. It's not for us, but it's for the people who are our children now, today. But President, I know my minutes are done. Thank you very much for this thing that you've done. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. Keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. I made a request before our previous speaker, member of the Central Committee, Southern Province, Mr. Kebi Mbewe, that everyone should indicate where they are watching us from. And the response has been overwhelming. Keep those mentions coming. Let us know where you're watching us from. Now, the other request I have is in the comment section, let us continue to lead with love. Let us continue to discuss ideas and not really be, talking against each other. Because those are the last words that Mr. Mbewe made when he spoke here on this podium. Now, the next person that I'm calling to the podium happens to have been one of the earliest politicians to have seen Zambia from 1991 cabinet of Frederick Chiluba. And with that said, allow me to make welcome to Honorable Madyankuku, former minister in the 1991 cabinet of Frederick Chiluba. Make some welcome, please.
One Zambia no jundu. Zambia omwe ijisi omwe. Ndapabulemu kuliva president Mundubire nkambo kwajala mazuba byo mashonto magutegwa baleragale aba vice president babo bamakebi Zulu. Ndapabulemu kuliva abo baberegera ntomwe mukujatana mu alliance partners. Ndapabulemu au wajisi mbu wamba. Zigomba kuti irwendo lwabija. Solomon mu Bible bamaga intu bobire nibagalwanina mwana. Kambuga busongo mbwa gapegwaleza. Wakabuzya kuti sena oyu mwana tumujube. Oyu mwana tumujube tumwinda agati mumwabane umwabwe zeji ichipanzi jomwe ejijajala yegulumbi. Ula mwana wagamba kuti pepe amumupe biyoyu mwenzuma. Ba presidenti Brian Mundubire teba yanda kuti kutige bulowa. Kambo ga kuyanda kuima gutegwa basalwe ijuno ja president. Ba president Mundubire ngulya muga intu ula mwana uwakamuziyala nchonzi omwana wagamba kuti pepe imwana gayabi yokumwenzuma kutatiki bulowa kambo ga juno chindi yanda kuti ndinjire. Oba busongo mbupati ba president Mundubire twalumba. This is not the first time that we are going to have multi-party elections. The first multi-party elections in the Third Republic, and this is particularly why I feel duty-bound to speak, were conducted in 1991. And I was in the group of those politicians whose number is increasingly getting smaller now, who fought for the restoration of multi-party democracy in 1991. Even when Kaunda was, as I beg your pardon, perceived as such a vicious leader, and I'm very deliberate in my choice of words, I could have done more, I could have said a bit more. There is no time when President Kaunda's government inflicted any misery on the opposition to which I belonged. We defeated Kaunda in 1991, and he gracefully accepted defeat. It is not the first time in the history of politics. By the way, 2 terms is only the maximum number of terms that someone can be president. It is possible to change government even after 5 years, as it happened in Malawi. It is not an entitlement to lead for 2 terms. It's only a privilege which is decided by the Zambian people. One Zambia. Itagata ndipa. If you don't want to partake in food, when food is served on the table, you don't want to participate in the leadership of the country because leadership is voluntary, and you are left out, what reason do you have to complain that this government is segregative when you are not there to offer yourselves? Amulyabe. Mazuba aya nginda siga kurusaga. Ndasola kubagombeleze bamundubire kuti babole kuchoma. Lino niba ndipandulide abuyumuyumu. Mbunda kalibone nabo mwigu Mungu. Mbunda kalibone na kulwampa. The violence that took place in Mongu and Luampa in Western Province. I was persuaded to accept his logic, to let go in order to preserve peace. Ejiji sijaban iji esuya Zambia, jiyandika kuti iji ndimfulumende ni apangwa. Muma province ali 10 wonse. Gagu janika abantu ibazwa kuma province aya. Muzi uno iziyandene nziba paba president. Lino kuti tetu aliyaba. Chindi Jesu. Alimwi income yaba mundubire. Tirimbuli income ezizimwi izinga muntu olowai joina kumufutatira. Ndakali kubuzia mwenzuma umwi. Ndakamubuzia kuti. Ino kuti wakwata muga intu. Poma nsigu umupasule. Lumwi mwezi wamana. Yamana myezi yobire wamana mwaka muga intu mupasule. Oyo muga intu mutuma kujitanzi. Sigo mwambira pe ansangwa gandambira. One Zambia. Wa president mundubire. Mulibwane. Nijibabuti. Kuri intu jomwenchi mutazi. Muzibi yoguti ndime politician. Tamuzipe guti ndira sonda. Mulibwane. Wa president muyagu State House. Ndamugumbira ba president. Vengeance is for the Lord. Mutaga piruski jibigu. Gujibipe. Amugaba tambule ibana musanza. Jimwiji ndinga tulamba kuti tajirija ali. Guligu gongwa. There's a lot of intimidation. You have a lot of support in Southern Province. Relative to the situation. On Saturday, Choma had come to a standstill. Many people had closed their shops, hoping to receive you because they were expecting you to be in attendance. That I can testify because I was still in Choma that day. Iban tubalamu yanda, mugaba peji indi, ijagu mutambula. Iji indi mwagu mana kuvoterwa, mwagu inga. If the PF was the most violent party as we were made to believe, and the PF was voted out of power in 2021, has the PF suddenly resurrected into leadership as the reason why we still have so much violence? How can you explain this extent of violence? How can the integrity of the outcome of the elections be guaranteed? In what climate can we expect to find an election that is credible? Is it in an environment of violence or in an environment of free mobilizational ability for the people to mobilize and do what they want to do as individual political parties? I call upon the Electoral Commission of Zambia to withdraw the statement that they want to release the presidential elections on the 17th. There is no need to do that. Zambia has gone through many elections, presidential and parliamentary elections. And the election results have been transmitted to the National Totaling Center at all times and released accordingly. We shouldn't create a recipe for violence and civil disobedience. It is not necessary. Let the precedents, let the elections be conducted, election results be released in the usual manner which we are familiar with. Zambia is peaceful, and this peace must never be taken for granted. To leave a good legacy to the young people, our children and grandchildren. to run the elections according to the tradition, the Zambian tradition. And I'm sure they are going to heed this call. But President Mundubire, Mwagulela, we want you to give respect to the local communities by allowing the local communities to enforce their priorities on the use of the CDF. CDF, I was one of those who created the CDF in the 7th Parliament. It is an effort to decentralize. The priorities on the usage of the CDF can never come from the central government. It must be determined by the local people. Why should ambulances be bought by the central government purportedly wanting to help the communities through CDF? How can it be a coincidence that all the constituencies would want one item at that particular time? Is that not a recipe for corruption? Is that not a window for corruption? Is that not a reversal of the principle of decentralization? Atubalemege ibantu mumasena mubakala ikutegwa balisalira nchibayanda kujita amali a constituency development fund. Njeyo azina ilamba kuti ngu constituency development fund. Ni mali iyabantu muzyogo mwabo mubakala. Twayigaga inzira ya kubereska CDF munzira ita salary munzira ya mperenge. Ndianda kumwambira kuti noba na musanza abo bagayima bu independent tagwe mulandu ngoba gajitape imulaw ulazumizya bama independent wima independent ngulya muntu pona bakasigwanze abo bantu bagayima bu independent kuti mwalanga muntu musongo ulakonzya kumuberegera amumusale ba Brian Mundubire mutakabagagi bama independent. Don't reject the independent because they will be the choice of the people. Please work with them. One Zambia, one nation. I am a vote abola tuyanda kuti agende mulumuno tuyanda kuti noba na yundu gusina zongwe ku Livingstone kugwembe kuna mwala kuiteji kumasena wonse mukakonziye kubasinsa ba president kuti ino ba president chituyanda kuti mutujitire oguno mumugiranzi kambo aswebo twakamutieni twakamupa mavoti inziba isinsirwaga gole mbo tuyanda kuti obo mugajite noba na jundu amulisangani ajisi jonse iluwo lwajincha ikutuyanda kubona luwo mbulu wajincha nkulanga imitabi y'amasamu nkoyiya imitabi y'amasamu ejinojindi itondega gogo kubazu kuli ba Brian Mundubire nituyanda nitutayandi. All indications are pointing to the formation of a new government. All the parameters we have examined point to the formation of a new government which will be national in character. Chenchi jonchi mwabona kuti tubamwi twalyaba kuti tuwole kubazu ogu ikutegwa chisi ya Zambia jigajatane antu omwe tukavote gaboto ibuzu babwa mugayinke gukuvota gamuligwaide international community bama monitor nkobali bagasigagale bagapogola amugagwagwabirire bantu nibayinka gukuvota abo bantu ama election observer besu who are representing different political parties ejaja ali kujitika kumusanza mazuba amwi mu masena amwi mobali kunga jasiga jindi jakujala mavoti bamba kuti atupange cheni they chase all the other monitors for other political parties. This time you must be very vigilant. That should not happen. You protect your vote. You ensure that your vote is protected. Alimita penga gutinka muyaba Mundubire njiyanda mujiyanda lusumpugo lisenda ikulomba meba aba Mundubire twabaji ndija kukala twaizi abamundubire ndababuzya kuti sana abamundubire ibana musanza tamugaba pisulena bandishomezya kwamba kuti bana musanza bayoba tambula mbuli muzyali kambo abalo mbana Zambia. President Mundubire has assured me that in spite and his concerns for Southern Province and his desire to preserve the peace, to avoid injuries which could happen to innocent people, in spite of what has happened, he has assured me that he's going to give attention to the Southern Province like any other part of the country. Abobo Nobana Musanza, Amuli Jane Mutubunga, join the party structures in the Southern Province. Ikutekwa kuzwalino, katwendera antomwe. Ndila alusho mwamba kuti influmende iyanda kuzigalwa, mumazuwabi omashonto aya ajala, inoli influmende iyo tulanga, mumapenzesu wonse, pa President Mundubire kumusanza atu yanda kuti bulimi mugabulange, please take very serious note of agricultural problems. Tuyanda kuti malwa zango mbe mugalange, we have many problems regarding animal diseases in the Southern Province. And when we talk about animals, for us in Southern Province, an animal means a cow. We don't talk about animals like hyenas or any other animal. If we say look after animals, we are talking about looking after cows. Please take care of those things and the welfare of your people will be secured. Ndalomba iguti nobana musanza mujite nchitwa mulomba tunola antomwe iguti bamundubire bagamulube muyondiezi yakuti madyenkugu abajizyuga a innocent obyabuzwa togamubona mwagatushomezi abambewe bagaliwo ino nkambo nziswe mapenzi estwalangwe. I am very confident, Your Excellency, incoming President, that the people of Southern Province will heed the request we have made. I am very sure that this will be manifested in the election results that we are going to see. And we look forward to a peaceful election whose results will be announced promptly as tradition has always been. Dalumba lezamulange gabotu, mujale gabotu.
Let me see those blue hearts again. Let me see those blue hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Those blue hearts, keep them coming in the comment section. Keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. Now, when you see experience speaking, 40 years of experience in the political circles speaking, you listen, you take heed, because he knows what he's talking about. He's seen Zambia through many elections, from the very first one when we came to multi-party politics. Now, the next speaker is also going to introduce the Vice President. Please make welcome for Dr. Chifumu Banda, Tonse Alliance, President of the Tonse Alliance, Vice President rather of the Tonse Alliance, to make welcome to the Vice President of the NRPUP. Please, let's make welcome.
One Zambia. Yes. My task is very short, brief, and to the point. We have our leaders here with us, whom we have a duty to serve to our brothers and sisters in Southern Province. Therefore, it's my rare honor and privilege to call upon Honorable Makebi Zulu, the running mate, to come and address our brothers and sisters in Southern Province. Honorable Zulu.
Mulibuti Nobana Musanza. Muligabotu. Amebondigabotu. We must apologize that the President and I, as well as the team, have not been able to come through And the reasons are very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you do not know us for telling lies. We always tell the truth.
Nobody.
Kuzwida Western Province, Kusiga Western Province. We've gone around and spoken to people there.
From Eastern Province, Northwestern Province, and every other place we've gone to speak to the people there.
And the people have accepted us everywhere.
Ibantu batutambula gonse nkutwenda.
We have no doubt that even the people of Southern Province have accepted us.
Tatuke kudoneka kwamba kuti ndobana musanzanye mwabongana ali muno muli manda nujino jinde mutwe yabela mumo anye mwatambula.
The problem that we found that has triggered all this started in Western Province.
Ipenzi lya kwamba watakwamba eda muji mo ija muhobo yatayira ku province ya kumbolyeso ubolozi.
When we encountered the police in Wampa as well as at the palace of the king, we asked our gentlemen to approach the police and find out what the issue was.
Yonse ntwali munzira kuya kubulozi apati pata alwampa alimwa akubona kukala ba mwami balitunga twaje nambonga abakapola wayihu munzira abobo mubulemu twagambira abantu beso kwamba oti babuye kuti ino nchinzi ijirubide mugenda kweso.
When the gentlemen got to the police headquarters in Mongo, they were advised that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Fred Hamamba, was around and they could approach him and speak to him.
Nibakasika gogo kunkambi abakapokola yalo pati kumumbwa bagambira oti ba commissioner bakujogo bali mu office yabo abobo ngabanjira tebabandikirwa mboto.
The two gentlemen approached the commissioner, Mr. Fred Hamamba.
Iba lombwa nabo biro bakanjira kutabone ba commissioner ba Hamamba.
And they did ask that necessary question.
Kibagabo yamibuhyo itele depe.
And they advise us. And this, I challenge President Hakainde Hichilema and Fred Hamamba himself to refute this publicly.
Muliga goga monko bagambirwa bamba kuti bayande kwa mboti jantangalala Bahamamba or ba President Hakainde bagahe jantangala ngicho bande kwa amba ono awa.
As I spoke to Mr. Fred Hamamba received a call.
Kabamba wala ba Fred Hamamba mugamba kuti bajene kuti nchirubide Bahamamba wakatambola iphone call.
Purportedly from the president himself.
Yali kungwambuli kuti yali kuzora president lwabo.
In the hearing of our two gentlemen that were present.
Muguswili hamu mbani ngubaji sama phone obasanko bobirabo bagaye bagamboti jweli ndi aba president nchobe.
The president said to Mr. Fred Hamamba, it would not happen. It's for that reason we conclude that we were disturbed in Kalabo and disturbed in Mongo itself.
Imaganze na Yesu awe ugalabo agumongu chimwa na kuti bagatogo bagapora bale kutusinkira mu maganze onse ngutwagisi no batwalizumihidwe a calendar electoral commission of Zambia igunka kumasenayo.
The police have not given any plausible reason as to why we couldn't hold roadshows or indeed rallies or indeed why they came to stop us. No statement has been issued to this day.
Mumaganze onse sungurale kuyanya bagapora baye kutusinkira kunyina muzezo tambulika ulumba higo nguba twambira olovyo lugwalo lyakubulya kwamba kuti kambo gaga chitwa bakahira kwenda ko.
And the next thing we see is the president saying that they can go to Western Province. Mr. President, you are a hypocrite.
Ichakatibancha kwamba ba president bakamba oti ngabayenka week Western ejoyo chakupa pa bya meso.
I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. You are a hypocrite, you are a pretender, you are a liar.
ndajamba kale kwamba oti pa president muli vai kupa pa meho muli vai kuveja tamwambi masimpe.
Zambia is a democracy.
Zambia nchimo mbwevede yakulisalira abantu vai kuiso
of ideas.
ikulisalira kwa abantu basolera mpa musika ibakuyandala kuti ngununga
And we have told the people of Zambia
twambira bana Zambia kuti
they will no longer receive their fertilizers in Medas.
tabako kabiri kwako tambula ma fertilizer mu kupimya pinyoto.
What is your message to them?
ino nyobo mu rugisi mulumbenzi.
We have told the civil servant we implement the debt swap policy.
twabambira babegeza bakomera mbati tyoba akuchinchana igwa ma dates na akuchinchana kwa nkongole.
What is your message to them?
mulumbenzi ngomujiza kuli mbabonyobo.
We have told the Zambians that we are going to have a violent free campaign.
twabambira banazembe kwamba tukavi akukampena akuyandira mahoti kuyenda mukurwana
What have you told your members?
ino nyobo bambira kuti bantu benu chino chindi.
Ladies and gentlemen, as though that information is not enough, we undertook that despite the intervention by the president to stop our rallies and road shows in Western Province, that we're going to go to Southern Province.
olokakuli kwamba kuti president bakambedde kuti ikusala kuno kunonyina kulwana pesi ncheyo chaliponya kumusanza kumba a province kwamba kuti kulwana kulike kutika bulwa kujana
The
abantu.
next thing we got is information, a flurry of information from people in Southern Province, in Choma, Mazabuka, Monze, and Livingstone, as to what was being conspired by the police, by the UPND, or indeed some individuals within the UPND.
chalo chitele chete anchikwayo kumwa kumusanza kubantu bali kuza kuchoma kumonze ali makumbi nchakuti echo chiplanwa chivyabye kubantu ibali munkamo ena imutavi utsoleda nkamo yaba mundubire.
We were advised that the so-called invitation by a member, a prominent member of the UPND, as well as the president himself, were merely smoke screens for mayhem that was to erupt in Southern Province.
Agwamba kuti mukwafwi konse kulyamba kuti kusala kunoli kwa kuliva chamehovyo pesi
that the intention was to get violent or indeed disarm our people.
twakambira kuti ichali kuplanwa nachali kuyandirwa kwamba kuti vantu vavo vantu vesu vayanda kuwapirira va president munduvira va makebizuru chakuvazwe hehe yakulikwaviriha
to ambush us
ikuvaire kuvatangawire kuvanjira viyowo chakuti avaonenga
and cause untold mayhem.
ikutekwa chavavovo valo vanyema mpona pai kuvanjirira vavajaye vamwi ipamuri mu nkhambi yavo.
That would possibly result in deaths.
echo chakulanga kwamba kuti ngachakulangira kwamba kuti vantu vanjini vahwa.
And if that resulted in death,
ikuti nichavavovo chakuti vantu vanji vahwa.
we were advised that the intention was to declare a state of emergency and cancel the election.
Chadekweya kwamba kuti kuve kwamba kuti chiseja sikampointi yakwamba kuti ono kuchina kuyendenda kuliva abo wa president vavanguzeya kuti kunyina utiliende ndi humbwa vovo koti vakapokola vami vachita yonse.
We will not fall into that trap.
echo ito vyose totonyera pepeso yavo.
We will address the people of Southern Province through available media.
no vanu musanza tulapereha musemo oyu kwamba ola ndinywe nokuva kuti kulombenga kuti twatula anthu omwe ibusiku kwasono.
I'm sure someone is getting excited that Makebi Zulu said disarm our people, and that means that we are necessarily armed with firearms. That is not the case.
ndizo nge muntu aya kukomana kwamba kuti bali kwamba kuti aba mukuvanyanga kuti bamba kuti valova vanyange ntobolo jamba kuti vala ntobolo.
We are aware of the conspiracy to charge President Brian Mundubile with treason for purposes of stopping him from participating in this election.
imakanzi akwanda kwamba kuti va Brian Mundubile va president vazwigwe amotavo yoti kuti vazwe mujuno muchiyimo chakusala tulayi kuti
Your
nkhwali.
lack of preparedness for this election, thinking there was no opposition, should not give you an opportunity to victimize President Brian Mundubile.
Ikutava kulyava kuli pambira kuti kusala kwa mu 2026 oku kwali kwamba kuti kunonyina inkani bayikukayanya twambo itabe chilitameyo pe.
You sang a song to say there's no opposition because you declared President Edgar Chagwa Lungu ineligible and killed the PF, and you thought you were going to have a free ride to the presidency.
Mwakati kuya kwamba kuti ndi kuyokutegwa kunonyina opposition nosino mwalibonena.
Well, now the disciplinary committee called Zambian voters have shown you who they really are.
Abo bayikulaya bayikupanisa bayikulisalira mbana Zambia alimu banda kulitonde kuti mbani.
They were the opposition the whole time.
They were mbabantu iva jihiguleta urumende mujindi yonse.
When you took away their electricity for 4 years, they sat back and said, we will have our day in the ballot.
Ni wanyina malaiti kumyaka 4 bakalavyo agamba chitura kalavyo peso ya jindi.
When you never reduced the price of millimil to 50 kwacha as you promised, they said we will have our day in the ballot.
Nijakala kuchincha mulo busuku 50 kwacha bakakalamba chindi josika.
When you never reduced the price of fertilizers from 650 to 250 kwacha but instead increased it to 1,300, they said we'll have our day in the ballot.
Nijakala kuchiha mulo aji wacha mutu yakuza mu 650 kweta mu 250 akutara 1000 iva Zambia kamba kuti ijiyosika chindi nziva yasinsilwa kole.
When you never brought down the price of fuel to 12 kwacha, as you showed us on your broken calculator, the Zambians said, we will see you in the ballot.
Nijaka mwalile kuchohea mulo wa fuelo uweta 12 kwacha mwali kwamba kamulo mu opposition Zambia wakalavyo kusa kwamba kuti chindi yosika.
When you inaugurated at 10 hours and at 14 hours the dollar never came down, Zambians said, we'll see you in the ballot.
Elia nimagamba kuti ndanji kwa mubulero kuma 10 hours a 14 hours dollar yokuwa nijaka alejo barantu Zambia kamba kuti yosika chindi.
Don't blame your failure on anyone, blame it on you.
Mutana otongo kwamba kuti bajaya inkamo na iji economy mba PF mwali mubulero omega 85 amuli belemano beni.
We are one Zambia, one nation, tuli bantu omwe.
Tuliva na Zambia twamba kuti one Zambia one nation.
We will not segregate in our approach to politics.
Tatunova ni masaula salaula ma politics yesu.
We will not go to our people and say, when you get to Lusaka, they beat you. No one has ever been beaten for coming from a particular region. That's a lie, Mr. President. And that's divisive.
Tatuwa nkiliva ntakwamba kuti mwana uzawo musanza banokumuma takunu chachitikijeyo ba president mulaveja.
We can't be saying that and busy beating your chest and saying ndigalombwana mebo.
Tatuwa ngono kwamba kuti ejo What wow to Ramumba Muhevo, Mpona Katujuma Jamba Gotingonunka Yakubujende.
Your Excellency, you are not Kalombwana. It's a privilege that has been given to you by the Zambians, and they can take it away and give it to anyone.
Joja Mupantu Amba Tinkarombana Gurunka Yakujende Nguzu Yampa na Zambia Novanda Gumuyanga.
Your Excellency, let's put aside dirty politics and discuss issues with our people.
Atuvike politics na kunkazanyo katwamba mukukanya kwamba kuti tujene mano akulera abantu bana Zambia mbona mba watuvika nguzeyi.
You have played your part.
Mwa iruwa zuriko no marutola.
And we promise politics of no vengeance whatsoever.
Twachomya kwamba kuti ima politics na kusera kwa mwaka wa 2026 utakabika kujana vya pe.
And like you, we will respect you as former President of the Republic.
Iswevo tuyokumulembeka mbuli iva liva sololiva jisi eji cha Zambia.
It is now my great honor to call on the President, the incoming President of the Republic of Zambia, President Brian Mundubile, to address you.
Nobana musanza ijino jindi ndaita iva Brian Mundubile avavola ikulera jisi ya Zambia mazuwa mahonte aya.
We're
One Zambia. One Zambia. The Southern Mwalivia Buti. Are you ready for change? Chikankata, are you ready for change? Mazabuka, are you ready for change? Monze, are you ready for change?
Ndamutambula novana Zambia nyonse, novana Musanza, novana Joma, novana Zongwe, novana Chikankata, nyonse novana Katombola, novana Mapatizia. Hena mulili vambidye kuchincha.
My brothers and sisters in Joma, are you ready for change?
Novana Bogesu, Basimba, Basanko, novana Joma, hena mulili vambidye kuchincha.
My brothers and sisters in Nega, are you ready for change?
Novana Nega,
are you ready for change?
Novana Nega, Abunga, Novana Mwala, hena mulili vambidye kuchincha, hena.
Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province.
Dalombaga Pati, Nove Nzuma, Nova Kumusanza, Southern Province.
To start with,
Jagutanguna,
I adopt the words from the Vice President as my own.
Ayo majwi abandiga aba president bamakebi Zulu ndavugeza mbuli majwi angu.
Explaining very clearly some of the reasons that led to us cancelling our tour to Southern Province.
Mupandulizi lwavo lwakutonkomana imuze zoini nchikwata chikonya kwamba kuti tubole kuhoyana ndinyono bantu besu bakumusanza ibuza kwasono.
It is indeed very sad because we're really looking forward to the tour to Southern Province.
Chintu chusi amaningi nkambo twali bantu bali zuminide janguzo kwamba kuti uswane mu bantu ibesu bakumusanza.
As my older brother, Honorable Madienkuku said, we got the information, my dear brother, that people in Choma were waiting for us, and we were looking forward to come and interact with our brothers.
Bonya bwamba ibapati bangu bamadienku kwamba kuti nyancho beni kujoma ibantu bagali kede mashop bagajala bonse iulindira kwamba kuti swebo abantu bera bamakebi Zulu tubole kuhoyana wakana na abantu.
I would like to thank the people of Livingstone, Kalomo,
Ndanakulumba ibantu baku Livingstone abaku Kalomo,
Choma,
Bakujoma,
Wengwa, Namwala,
Kunamwala,
Mazabuka, Nega,
Chikankata, Gwembe,
because all these people were anxiously waiting for our visit to their respective areas.
Kambo nyonse nyebo alimu andinyo banachisekese abakupemba mwaliwenda kwamba ochitihobona na ndime.
It's indeed very sad that we are unable to go.
Chirauseye kwamba kuti titwa chonya kuti tusike koko kamba katwamba ulotu.
Because of the schemes
amaplana ayo atasarali eteha awutirabulowa.
Our friends believe they can only maintain strongholds through intimidation, persecution, and violence.
Ibe Nzuma baye kwamba kuti ngabazumanana iku jatamasena ayagali kutegwa ngamasena inkamu yabunjizu menene ikuyinda mu chitone kupeha behina alima mugurwana kwetabunjaga.
Our belief is that politics is a marketplace of ideas.
Lushomo lwesondo kwamba kuti ma politics mbobusena na musika kwekulamizezo yakomejisi.
Therefore, people should be allowed to even go in other people's strongholds.
Mulika ko bantu bezile kwamba kuti kabalibide ko yokwamba wala kulisambala ko bantu bakuhota.
To deliver their messages.
Ikutola mulumbe wabo.
That's the only way you would know whether you've been looking after your people well in those strongholds.
Kambo njenzira elike itonde yakwamba kuti ino mano ano na makanzi ano ngayalya hubya abantu ayetabulo ibulote ku bantu alimu akayeka myoyo y'abantu.
Countrymen and women.
Novana jisi ibasango abasimbi.
Previously, when you saw men in uniform, police officers,
army officers, ZNS officers, you actually felt very safe.
imazuva ndakunzana myaka yakainda ukuthi wabona vakapokola mumanifoma avo mbazedns alimwe avami alimwe avazanja polisi ingaoneka kwamba kuti ndakwapirirwa.
Today, when you see a group of police officers in the middle of nowhere,
isunu wavona vakapokola avusena mbota likuvayela
run for your life.
kotija nkambo iluhu nawe anda kwatwambo kwaseka ulindwe.
This actually happened to us at Luampa, where police officers colluded with UPND cadres and actually attacked us.
Kulwampa jachita kwamboti vakapokola alimwa vana vasankhwa vari unkamu ya UPND iliwavo mbivavo vatakutulwana.
That's the reason why to date there's been no comprehensive statement coming from the police as to what exactly happened at Luampa.
Kambo kako chakwamboti oruzi obasunu takuna akuve dachakambo chakulisala ya kumuta baba kapoti nchinja ita kulwampa.
From the groups that we saw, we had UPND cadres clearly identified putting on police uniform. We had ZNS officers putting on police uniform. So that is the police that we have today. Like I said, when you see them in the middle of nowhere during these campaigns, please run for your life.
Avo vavakahivwa ivahivitwe kuti tavaliva ZNS tavaliva kapokola ivahivwe kuti mba UPND makadazi mbivakasamide ma uniform avakapokola alimwe ava ZNS avovo mazuva ano kuti avona valivovo munzira kotija nkambu vimembako vuli muntenda.
And as we moved on into Kalabo and Mongu, they had some familiar faces, people that we've known previously, these commonly known as snipers in their midst, carrying very dangerous weapons. One asks the question, whom did they want to kill?
Nivakati kuzumana kwa kukalabo alimwa kumasenambi kuona kumbukubolongozi kubolozi bakabona bantu bamwe ibakahivana abantu babo abo bandi bantu ibaitwa mumutabi wami abayaba kunga kutokotondeka kale ntoboro pepe ngata akuyinya pe ama obeka mochi ino mwabolera bani kuno.
Please ask Commissioner Hamamba this question. Who is Chola? What was Chola doing in your company as you sent officers to Mongo? Who is Chola?
Amugabo yabamamba kwamba kuti ino Chola iwo yakali agati abakapola chinzi nchakali kuchita agati kabakapola kubulozi kumongo.
What is the same Chola doing in Southern Province together with two of his other colleagues? Ask Comrade Amamba.
Chola alimwi abe ina bambiwo viro kumusanza bateni ambotwa mawida kakope bantu bekamboti bantabo mbaba yambo bati mujikuwa ma snipers mu bakuhekwa ya santobolo bantu bateno okosena.
Is this the same Chola that was mentioned in some heinous crime previously? Please ask him.
Hena ngochola ngono oyu oyo akajona imu mulandu oyo mulandu okuja abantu.
To my brother President Hakainde Hichilema.
Kumupatu wangu Hakainde Hichilema.
Our position is that we are here for the Zambian people.
Mpotwi kwamba kuti twimina bana Zambia ibana bogoso andinywe.
We don't want to win a battle over the UPND. We want to win a fight against poverty.
Tatuyanda kuina inkondo agati iga nkamu yeso ankamu ya UPND tuanda kuina ibujete agati kabantu bana Zambia.
Please don't misunderstand us. We are here to fight poverty. We are here to liberate Zambians.
Mutatu bwezimu jimo nchotutali pepe suliwano agobegera iguzya bana Zambia mubuzige bwa bujete.
The people of Mazabuka, the people of Choma, the people of Namwala are equally affected when there is load shedding for over 3 years.
Bonse ibantu bana Namwala ibana mapatizi abakujisekese bakupemba bonse bakumigodi alimwa yesonto mbozurwa eryo magesi na agatoledwe kwa myaka ya 3 wina agatakaje hakujisa yekula himpindu.
The people of Wengwa, people of Namwala and Monze are equally affected when governments fail to construct dams because the money has been lost through corruption.
bonse bana mazoboka bana bwengwa bonse bana dundu mwezi yonse musanza kumbo alima akunyika kumbo byonse baji wakujisaro mwe ihunimende ni alirwa kuchitajayo nchaho meha.
When fertilizer distribution is disturbed due to the corruption in the procurement of fertilizers, when government is only able to provide fertilizers in Medaz, the farmers in Southern Province in general are also affected.
Jala igubika imutu jamutu yamulo mpuligana alimwi jala igubika iyeyo ya kwamba kuti higwaye banajisi imadamu amwi anyu kwa ng'ombe te yonse inteyo ababwengwa alimwe abamwe abakumutahi bonse abakumahiva jirabajisa bona mbojisa masi onse amwi amasena onse mwisa Zambia.
When the poor people, Nakulumutinta Pamakasa, and the family are driven away from traditional land by some selfish leaders,
iwuti bantu bajete bagosika mpo batandwa mumanyiga ya majerero abo jiraosihaga party,
they need somebody to speak for them.
Bandika kwamba kuti kube muntu ubagana nina mulunyerwa muhyoboyo.
They need a leadership that is selfless.
Vandia irusoroi orota langirwa bo basorori bayincherelevula banda bosorori bayigo nabantu.
A leadership that will speak for the poor.
Ibusorori byoganye nabantu ibajete.
A leadership that will speak for the weak.
Ibusorori byoganye nababo bete.
A leadership that will speak for Zambians.
Ibusorori byoganye nabana Zambia.
And that's the servant leadership that Honorable Makebi Zulu and I bring to the fore.
Ovu mbobu soroli imbeboru wangu alimu Makebi Zulu bansorira mbotu yeta kubulea kubana Zambia kubantu bakumusanza noba kumusanza mbobu soroli bwanu ovu mbotu wabolera kwamba tukanane muchindi jeji mumuhyobo oyo.
When our youths are driven away from lithium mines and replaced with foreign mining companies, they need a voice to speak for them.
Iba kubushwesu iba notandwa masena nkoba yagwe yandawala ngolide baba bwambwa kuti maili gomaini pona baya ubikwa ibantu bazoko munze kunzajisi iba belegera babantu bamwe bali mu bulelo isuno ejo jiraosiha.
When farmers supply maize to FRA and are not paid for months, they need someone to speak for them.
Elyo iba limi nibatola ihango yabo kumutabi wa FRA yakutabadirwa akujengwa kuti mulo iwa mapopwe tatuwobika nkamba kuti imapopwe ajiri matete vaenda muntu ikubamba wida.
So please, my dear brother, President Hakainde Hichilema, do not misunderstand us. We are just here to serve the Zambian people.
Ija kuli jahabaye jiri ya maskebo tuliwano akulanganya mbutu nga tuwabotia maomi abantu wana Zambia.
The Zambia that we are fighting for, imagine, colleagues out there in Southern Province, imagine a Zambia where a farmer is paid on time.
Chotu wanina amuye nobana musanza, nobana joma, nobana dundu mwezi, nobana jigankata, nobana jirundu, nobana siavonga, nchawamba kuti, mwalima yomulima hiyango, mwatebula amupagwe malano mujindi.
Imagine a young graduate with a job.
Amuyeye imusankwa na musimbi wagaza agu iriyo kwe university.
Imagine a child accessing quality health care regardless of their birthplace.
Amuyeye imwana unka jana ibulo bagona mu hospital kamba ubula malwaya.
Imagine a livestock farmer accessing regional markets.
Amuyeye kuti ibali mibeso kaba kwa jana igulo na mulo mubotu mujinga ihisi iri mbali Yesu.
Imagine mining communities benefiting from their mineral wealth.
Amwe bubotu ibagamba uti ibantu bakedekede muma sena ali muma maine Yesu kaba ngoba mabotu.
Imagine young entrepreneurs, young businessmen, young contractors succeeding without any political connections.
Amulanganye babo bangamba hima kwebo ivalo bantu ibanyina ncho banga bajana mbulimbo jali mu UPND no ba UPND nyobo no mwaberegera nkamu UPND imwa amagwebo imwa mpaha imwa kamba oti banyina connection ijisimbuli bambi ibahikuli dunda.
Imagine a Zambia where the police are serving without any political interference.
Amulanganye ikuti mbubotu bubwala kumbere bawuti bakapola ibaberekera jisi kababerekera byondinye kawunyina kuyanda kwamba kuti ndisire kaka olondata ndisire kawandira kwanga.
Imagine a Zambia where opposition political parties would be campaigning without any violence.
Kamwibaloka mboti yobo hyaso kwamba kuti tukayandi kwamba kuti mapati onse ayanda kuyambira abantu yobande kochita anokuli ivide akunyina kuyanda kwangwa mbulimbo chilono zosoma.
Imagine a Zambia where citizens would criticize government freely without fear.
Kamweya kwamba kuti no ndilino tiyoba amuhobo na ndilili Zambia niyoba abantu banokuliva ikwamba kuti pa president awa chimwa chitata chili tachisalali awa kakunyina kuthukirwa kakunyina kutuminwa mafoni akwambira kuti uli muchinda.
Imagine a Zambia where every province receives investments according to its economic potential.
Kamweya potupa kuti ichisi ichakumusanza chichisi lithium alimwa achisi ichakuphika chichisi sujilite alimwa amasi na amasenasena ayo akwanya kwamboti bantu kabano kuhuva ikuyenderanya abu imwa kapaphaleza ibuli kunsanyika.
My dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province, what we bring on the table, number one, farmers will get 8 bags of fertilizer each.
Nova namusanza twamba ntotubo tutanda kuti sotrombe kwamba mulimi kanoji simasakaja mutu ali 8 omwe not ya mutu yakuti wakorera mutu gaba mutu mameda.
Free and quality education will be offered to our people in Southern Province.
Ibwiyo itwasamba olye lyokwetwa konse komasana akubusana wa musanza.
Our free education. In our free education, we will provide free books and free uniforms.
Iswebota tukambirwiye rwasamba olyetu iwa ilulono sweboteo kuno kula mabuku mbuyale muli bakaonda ali mutinopa bahigwiye ama uniformu akano banamusanza nchinjinda wawo akakawe.
To ensure that our pupils, our learners receive proper attention, we will reduce the teacher-pupil ratio from 1 to 150 to 1 to 45.
Ikuti kwa wamba oti bahigwiye kabano gwiya iwendranya kutelehanya amwiyi tiyo kujijeha wamba oti imwiyo mwe tanakuyihibana bali 150 mwiyo mono ihabali bali 45 kuti gwagahi kuti uya talemba uya wasisa uya wachitabu tetu wati luye rusumpuge iliyo huvya bana bano alimu aliyo weta bana bantu bana basoroli.
We believe in quality education and therefore feel 150 pupils or learners in a classroom makes it very difficult, one, for the teacher to focus on the learners. And number two, it makes it very difficult for the learners to receive attention from the teachers. That is why we will cap the maximum of up to 50 pupils per teacher for them to receive quality education.
Ichilono ichakwamba kuti ndeta free education alimi kuinda ya mpiyonga weta free education kambo nime president ndimela bongo pakuchita bobo kakube imu klasi omwe kuli bana balani 50 ibatama kwamba kuti bayimehinda wa tyokucheta kwamba kuti bayijikolo kabali bali 50 na bayindirira kuti kote kabajikonya kubuya mpata wa amwi kasigamba kanya kuti walima kuti wayiha.
Education standards have gone down the past couple of years due to the pupil-teacher ratio that are very high, and it will require a leadership to come in and change this, otherwise it will destroy the future of our children.
Ibube bwalwiyo orwa yakulundanya bana mulongo na mudwi bapanga byojongo akwimba twimbo wa unkansi iwe andiha kwezo kwakuti ilwiyo lokasiya kuti bayijikolo kaba bamunamba yeyo yede mwi.
To be able to achieve this, we invest in education infrastructure, including housing infrastructure for our teachers, so that as they offer free education to our children, they also lead dignified lives.
ejo tiwochitakwamba kuti twakujane ikuyaga ima yake ahigolo imanyoana akwama amayake aba amanda aba mai kuti koti novaiya novaya kuchikolo pe uyamwi ulenda bya uyakwenda kabotuya komeka megoli kuti ndiye akuyiha nkambo ninkalamo nganda yakwa hulumende kuindambo chirono kambo chirono bamai bamanji pazwa kule ankoba yiha wasika muchikolo mwiyulika tete kambo tibana bakahula alimwe amanda aba mai hulumende itako kunzama 3 classroom blocks alike.
To our teachers and civil servants in general, we are aware that you are burdened with debt.
Yonse nova beregera hulumende tuyamba kuti muli jisi jogo ilya nkongole kuma Bayport alimwe akuba abo bayikupa nkongole ni mwahola.
We'll ensure that we implement the debt swap policy.
Tuyogenda kwamba kuti tukapange muzezo kwamba kuti tukamule munune.
Every responsible employer looks at the welfare of the employees. And that's the reason why our government will focus on the motivation and welfare of our workers, the civil servants, to ensure that we relieve them of their debt so that they can focus to implement the many good policies that we introduce in our government.
Ibusolo libyago monga buli iwamba kuti imuntu beregera hulumende na muntu umuberegera wezile kulangwa kuti no bumi bwawe bukede buti ali mu busolo obu buli bambide ikujana nzira himbi buli nzira yakujura mamaini awamba kuti kayejana mali awuyungi habuholi imasalali ndinyo nomuberega muntu hulumende ka ijantunda kakunyina kulomba mali kuli baba ikongole mali.
We will upgrade the teachers to their rightful positions. We are aware that there are about 50,000 positions that have remained unupgraded for the past 5 years. Immediately we get into power, we'll make sure that we upgrade you so that you begin to function in your rightful positions.
Nova nabanji nova mai alimwa banji mumitabimbi ya hulumende mwaima jindijilahu alimwa ndinyo bakapogola mwaima jindijilahu nova mimyaka 20 nova myaka 15 aranki omwe nova mwi mutamona kunjira abo head teacher mwire kukerebe nova na munji mulibe mujiye moja kutati ndime acting nzi kaobe mali ngomuhola muhimeyo talinga ya mwelede iswebo tuli abo kwamba tukakuchitejejo chitika mukomane nova na musanza achiti yonse zambo juzurwa.
The same applies to our men and women in uniform that have had their notching system not function for the past few years. We'll ensure that we unlock it so that there's an upward adjustment in the notching system to ensure that officers are functioning in their rightful positions.
Nobody mu correctional service muntolongo nobody bakapola bazanja police Zambia National Service Zambia Army Zambia Force anyobo eji jabolira ndinywe.
For our men and women in uniform, we also focus on working on your social amenities. We are aware that even your canteens now are not working. The clubs are not working and not funded. We'll ensure that all the equipment that you need in your work is provided, including social amenities.
Service to over imani ngola kamboti mu and half years you say 3 twalanga kuti hena bonse bere dawa bahola malaya ikwinda mbojirono.
My brothers and sisters in Southern Province, we commit to change, not only change government, but also change how government works.
Twaliava nova musanza ikuti mwatupajorwe twanjira hulumende iwamba kuti tukatonde hewini ihulumende mbiyezere ikuberegera jisi abantu bakisala nova na musanza nchindi jano jino.
Our commitment is to depoliticize the civil service, professionalize the civil service, and recruit people on merit so that they are able to discharge their functions
as per expectation.
Tatuyandi kwamba kuti munhu yekwamba kuyowa kwamba kuti tinokwira kubika vantu vesu nkamba kamuyo pepe twanda kuti tukakuzwihe politics muverese vahulumende ikuti kwa vantu nawa promotwa nawa pigwa juno ejo nachimwelele nkamba kuti imukuya kwakwe kula muzumiha.
So to my brothers and sisters in Southern Province, we have not come to merely complain. We have actually come with a blueprint. Southern Province can become a major economic engine through 1, agriculture, 2, agro-processing, 3, livestock, 4, tourism, 5, water development, 6, manufacturing, 7, energy, 8, trade and logistics.
Nova komusanza titwabora byo kwamba kuti tuyomwene kuti mutu hotelepe. Choto kumutavi oyo iwahe kutonde hava he muzwagule wa tourism. Twabika jintu jini ijihuna ndinywe ali mujipandinywe ibuhi mpindu. Mumutavi iwagu hiba kwamba kuti nchomulima jabi kwa mujimo jitambulika kutoka kumanza kumasi ali gunze ajisira Zambia ajere japi kwa manzano. Mumutavi ugumine wamba kuti humga incho mulima alimwa himwi eyo iri kumusanza iyonse habi kwa manzano tukoti kumusanza Southern Province yaba nje ngoba njini iwamu wa economy yesu ya Zambia eyo eji nchejorwe na oyo ngomutiba ngotujisi mumanzi yesu kwamba kuti twavola amututamubule.
Southern Province is one of Zambia's agricultural powerhouse. We would therefore move the province from subsistence ibana bogosu ibali muguli maviyo ija kwamba kuti uli makampeja kwamba kuti kamolo kovyope twanda kwamba tumupejolwe ija kuti tukete ivulimwa amatrakita tunokumuya amatrakita nzira ya kwamba kuti anyo musikaji mo jiri mbuli pamakuwa ikuti kuvulimi ibwanu busumpuke alimu hiyango hano mubawe itola kunzaji seji mubulera bwesu eji nchotomeha. Vice President Makebi Zulu and I, we will not grab land from poor farmers. We will not grab land from poor farmers.
Iskevo imevo ba Makebi Zulu and ime indaba ba Brian Mundubile tatulyavi detwalitantamuna muya kunyanga vantu nyiga kwinda muri ba mami abama headmani tatugachiti pejo kubereha nguzo yatu pandikino bazambye ejo mutajirangire muri ndiswe.
We will not grab land from poor farmers. Instead, we will assist them to mechanize. We will go down and help them with irrigation systems. We will help them to build dams so that they can farm throughout. We will construct feeder roads in those respective areas because ours is to serve the poor farmer.
Tatugavoli kunyanganyiga kunyanganyiga pepe tatugachizumi ikumunyanganyika nkamba kuti ndime president suno tatugachiti pejo yelo kwamba kuti tukakulangenyika yano tukavone mbonga mwasumpuka kuinda munyika yano tukavone mbonga wabe kwa damu kuti ndiza mukavajo roja kubi kanswi tukamuvikire damu kwamba kuti imwezi na imwakambo yaloka hula kamujisinzira yakwa bamanza alya kuti komukavere he iubwa heno ingombe alimwa himu imuti kuti maomana asumpuke.
We are aware that drought threatens farmers and communities in Southern Province. Therefore, our focus will be on dams, irrigation, and water harvesting mechanisms to ensure that our farmers have got water throughout the year.
Tulikwamba kuti imounga wetahula avona mpawo wetavumba kumusanza avovo isoteoleka kati yakwamba kuti mbutimbotiwo janachorwecha kuti hula yawa imadamu nkwali alimwi ikuida hiyango hesu tukakuverehe inzira imbi itaso imenda pe ejo ngokulyava kwa hulumende yesu kotulyavide kumusanza nkamba kuti musanza kokuzwa kokuli butala ibwa kuli hajisi ya Zambia.
We achieve this in two ways: through the construction of rural water infrastructure is looked at as an asset. We must not only allow it to flow, we must ensure that we capture it and use it for agriculture.
Ejo tuyo kuchita munzero vio iya kwamba kuti masena kakwanya kujana imanzi mironga yako musanza minji ikunkavio ya kuti ahula sunu nkuseni magoya wahula vana jisekese vana jompata vakoso yokinda kujovola twanda kwamba kuti na chasika wao olondinyono vana mapanza olondinyono vana jikankata olondinyono vana zongwe twanda kumubikira iya kuti imironga na mitoki amirundu ihula yawa tukabike madamu kwamba kuti imanzi kunkivio akunjira mukariba na mukafiwe pepe amwaja temanza ya kwamba kuti manzi ajani nchamuvere kamba kuti menda rwangao jakavajorwe najikulonja kuti tupatisumbuke maomesa.
Just to respond to my big brother, Honorable Madieng Kuku, some of the low-hanging fruits in the province is livestock farming because it comes naturally. So our focus for Southern Province is to try and see how we're going to fight disease. Some of the solutions that we come with will be to build modern regional veterinary laboratories in the area, embark on a 3-year vaccination program to fight disease.
Igumuka havyo myo Madieng Kuku kamba kuti ku Southern Province koguli ijorwa javulimi iwa ng'ombe twande kwamba kuti kakuvike ibuhabu pampu mumandalya ngoba timala bota ya mujikuwa umoya mulangwa itu nsiansia ito kuti nombarwa za ng'ombe avola buti ikuti komulikako ijindi kwasika myaka yotatwe kati yukuti tulijisi kuti bonse paiku ng'ombe balimi mujisi ya musanza kava jisi kugwahigwa kuti komarwa za ng'ombe aje tukasika aji mojiri mbuli Botswana asweyo chakote tukatole ibu bibosiba ng'ombe kumakuwa ote kwati nova muna musanza amakava ajo rweja kuti anyweyo kamuno sambara ku Congo amasambi atuzingurukide.
So to be very clear, my dear brother, Honorable Madieng Kuku, we are looking at advanced veterinary services. We are looking at disease control. We are looking at breeding to increase the animal population in the area, but also create the livestock markets. We'll create abattoirs at community level for value addition. Our belief is that we produce, we process, and then sell.
Tatandibyo kwamba kuti tukabe mbuli bamwi twanda kwamba kuti sebo wimusanza tulange kwamba kuti uhubobu jibeji kono ja mwana wahalwa ikutegwa chitakabyo ja kutusambala mutumba na we habyo ng'ombe nkatule kumigodi pepe ng'ombe na wapegwa ikuzuku kwa kumumende ko jisijo waja kuti nga ng'ombe waija ng'ombe nga ogweko ibika mapati na mumasena akwanya kwamba kuti evope chunze jirora ka brand ya kuti watola na made in Southern Province kujoma made in Gwembe made in kubwengwa kumutai kuti kuti ibuhubi bwamusikire nyonse tabulibyo abantu bomwe alingobo twanda kwamba kuti twajiti kawina kusalaula.
Yes, so to our brothers and sisters in Southern Province, across all the districts, we took a lot of time to understand the potential of every district in Southern Province. You would be interested to know that we are actually coming up with what we are calling regional development authorities. Southern Province will be clustered with Western Province because they've got similar advantages, comparative advantages, so that the regional development authority will look into infrastructure challenges facing these two provinces. We'll look at all the other challenges that would help to unlock the potential that lies between these two provinces. That way, we expect to accelerate the development of the economic zones within these two provinces.
Nitwaranga mutavi iwa musanza na wana musanza tumubona nubantu balajorwe. Ijirigiti gumusanza twajiranganya nitwajiranganya bobo twayewamba kuti tukakube amutabi oyo unokujisikulanga ikuti no muchirikiti cha chikankata ichirikiti cha namala ichirikiti cha pemba ichirikiti cha kathombora na ichirikiti yonse twanda kwamba kuti avamwe kabajisi kwamba kuti ichirikiti kachijisi vaikuchilenganya vayo pampu ikuti kwakuti irusumpuko karunobonwa eyo nje nzira imbi iyo kuyete kwamba kuti chisiya zambwa twamba kwamba kuti GDP per capita tuli kwamba kuti tulanganya kwamba kuti ima malemba ratugwaya kambo eji kokulya apa kuhulumende yesu.
So besides agriculture and livestock, Southern Province has potential for mining and tourism. And for mining, you'll be interested to know that in the recent past, government spent $100 million on a study, on a survey, a countrywide survey to understand the minerals that exist in various parts of the country.
Hena muli kwamba kuti imazuba aindaya ihulumende ya jisi ya Zambia yakabereha mali ainda ku $100 million ikwenda ikuihandeke iyali kuinda kumusanza kubulozi kuchisi chonseji ikuti kwakuti tuhibe kwamba kuti inobuhubi ibwa jisiyeji kuli yeye yakatupaleza muli copper, sugilite, lithium, alimwa gas, ayimwi yasumpula amasi manji chonse chakachitwejo noba kwamba kuti ripote tinapikwa kubuleya isokolomba yakoso kwamba kuti ripote ikakuhuvye ndi nyono bana musanza alimwa bana Zambia ikuti kwakuti ima investors abakabe bamuna musanza bana musanza amasi masambi ikuti kwakuti twamba kuti mbani mamillionaires pe twamba kuti kumusanza nyomo millionaires abana jinsali abana jipata akonse.
Thank you. So that $100 million is actually your money. That report belongs to the Zambian people. As we're sitting here, there are some parts of Chikankata, parts of Nega, parts of Gwembe, where people are poor, and yet they're not supposed to be poor. Because somebody has decided to personalize this report. Somebody has kept away this report from government shelves. He has changed it into a family document. The good news, the people of Southern Province, the moment we get into government, we are going to publish the information in that report so that the Royal Highnesses, the chiefs in all the parts of the country should know the wealth that resides in their various chiefdoms. We believe that going forward,
hena muli kwamba kuti ndabana musanza ibuzo kwasunu ali amalaga ebelehegwa iwe andawala kuiva masimpe ikutino ansanyika na Zambia kumusanza ama disnama province wonse ajisinzi hena muli kuti ripote yo njia nukambote malaga ebelehegwa ikupanga ripote yo ikubadira ndege abuha pampu ibo ali kuyanganya kwamba kuti nzichiransa ya ayo mali malano muli kako inyo bono bana Zambia amuhibe kwamba kuti nabana musanza potwamba idono iva kuchikankata iva muza kugwembe abana zongwe twamba yoti nkukuti hena muli kwamba kuti bonse kumasenaya anobana mapatizya hena muli kwamba kuti awansi mpomukede guli buhubi pesi buhubi obu mwayimwa ikwamba kuti muhibe kuti ripote jisinzi kakubeya chabethegwa male ano twakuvola skevo twanda kwamba kuti ripote tukibike chantangarara ikuti kwanyebo nobana musanza alimwi ama province aya onse amwe jikabe jorwa ja kwamba kuti basa nguno yanda kuti aberekere wawa nguno yanda kunjira momu kuti kohulumende yamugwahiriya mwawampa naba bamuzo kumasambi priority yesunja kwamba kuti bana Zambia abave in charge ama minerals awo.
So most parts of the country remain poor today because we have greedy leaders in government. Can you imagine what would have happened today if that report was made public? Today would have been had investment pledges from all over the world into Southern Province, into Nega, into Gwembe, into Mazabuka, into Livingstone.
How can you explain a leader acquiring up to 800 mining licenses as an individual, holding that potential away from the investors in the world? A single individual, Zambian, a leader, he's sitting on 800 licenses. In addition to that, he gets a report, a countrywide report on minerals and sits on it. How do you expect a country to develop?
Novana Musansa, alimwa jindeji novana Zambia nyonse. Hena muli wabuti, iwuti muntu omwe, agatika abantu bali 20 million. Gajisi ima license, iwinda mu report eyo, njimwabereka amali ano. Imuntu omwe waba report wajesa mamaini ali 800, ima maini ayo ajisi bulotu bwini bugataide. Kagube mwanka kuchavuma, mwanka kubulozi kuwatopi mumbeji, mwasika kumasinambi jiriko mbuje tebwaro. Ino nkambo nzinyo novana Zambia, novana Musanza, tujizumi na buti, iwamba kuti, ijiseji ampaya iliko. Anchaka tupaleza, jibebe yoja bantu, iba honto, kakube nyobo nyonse, anyobo nova Musanza, mwende wambote kama jisikuli bibya. Chinzi chomu noho gamina muntu mwembuli nguchinguleza, kakube bubo bonse watu panguleza tonse.
So, my brothers and sisters, I want to say this to you in Southern Province.
Chanda kumwambira kuti novana Musanza izokunsa moyo wangu.
No Zambian should remain poor because somebody else is getting rich from the resources that are beneath their feet.
Kunyina wenu novana Musanza. Kunyina wenu wezere kuti gambirwa kuti mebompende lono ngatamundi jati. Kamboti mwajea maningi kam president mwenzuma. Kunyina unu iwezere kuiba mujime jo kuimwama kwebo kamboti wali kuliberegera ino ntwanjira mubulere ko pengebo kuti kote ko gamina ba mu bantu kuti ko bajako. Kunyina were de kupona mujime ejo pe mubulere kwesa.
Reject tribal politics. Do not allow politicians to make this election a tribal contest. It is not Bemba versus Tonga. It is not North versus South. It is not East versus West. Judge your leaders by character, competence, vision, policies, record, and
amujigage ja kwandanya mihobo. Amujigage ija kukongwa kwamba kuti novana Musanza kuti musale income muno kuomwa. Mbuli kuti ngaba mutondea kuti mbane bakaomwa. Wina amafoto ngotu kwena social media kuti bali kumwambava. Amujigage ibusolo leovu nakwe andra mahoti itabia kuti nkuruwana iwa abantu baza kujwe abantu bakumbo. Abantu bakunyiga abantu bakumusanza. Amutusboneso toba solo libeno. No boti bamwi ibaserori bantu bantu benzu mujindi ya makampeni. Kambo ni mwaba bwene bali kubala kulomba hotano mu 2021. Yonse jinde itibali kumwiba kuti ndinyo bani. Awa nichapora ndiya kuswa. Niba kwamba ati nguzu iri munira wa Musanza babora mujengwe barabwe amarari fo abuzuba. Ejo jandanya ibantu. Amujigage nyonse no Musanza.
My last message is a message to the youths. Young people must not be recruited to become political weapons. The future must not be political violence. Their future must be education, skills, entrepreneurship, technology, employment, business ownership. We want young people to become wealth creators, not cadres. We don't want Zambian youth to be cadres. We want them to be owners, innovators, and creators of wealth.
Kwendi hawe siwamba uti asweyo twembuli masi ambi tingakwina unga wanka ku China ndo bana Musanza mula bahimpa habenda tamunankide kuchana mujana bana munzira banda kuuma behina pepe twanda kwamba kuti tugete ibuberesi iba kunozondana muncho bati mujiwa research and development ikuti kwakuti mwababo mujimejo anyweka munojesa kwamba kuti bana beso bayibuberehegwa no basankwa no bana bayipindi no be kuuma behogo amurenge kwamba kuti bayikumberehaba ibuzo mitabagabe andinye pepe twanda kwamba utumpejorwa jakuti anyuwa mukajanike kujimo jakulima jakuchita mwinti onse kuti kwa mulantunda kupe kwa technology yakuti mukakujane bupuya bupampu iba kwa kuliberekera akuba bantu iba kwa kuitwa mboto ngo yanga businessman and young businessman ejo chejo tupantunda swebo aba makebizuru.
So I wish to thank the people of Southern Province and indeed all those that paid attention to the message that we have, but also be very quick to remind the police that yours is to save the Zambian people. Yours is to provide public safety. Police desist from accepting unlawful instructions. It will not work for you to accept unlawful instructions because one day you may be required to answer in your personal capacity.
Imurumbe ngoyo. Oyu murumbe amuwe ija gutonkomana nobana musanza nobana masi onsa ali mujesi ya Zambia. Oyu murumbe uya igube nzuma ibali mu uniform bagapogola.
So for those of you
kamuyiba kwamba kuti ehi mampinda mangove awe kuchita yomujita no mazuba tuli mazuba aotekwa digital space alima digital footprint ibuzo abumbi uyo witwa kwamba kuti ndondwe ngoba gakopa wawa kwenda ulyambire ncho chitejeji bayikumutuma ibuzuba bayikumuleya uyo bolike amujiregejo.
So our commitment to peace must never be mistaken for weakness. We commit to remain peaceful because we love this country. We stayed away from Southern Province because we did not want to lose innocent lives. We may have been safe, protected by our security, but we could have simply lost innocent lives by getting into a province which was weaponized, which had so many police officers, so many snipers driven there, all to cause harm to me and Honorable Makebi Zulu. That is not the democracy that our forefathers fought for. I'm speaking as a son of a freedom fighter. My father was a freedom fighter. The freedom that he fought for did not include me failing to sleep at home because some snipers will appear at some point on instruction of a leader. That's not the freedom that my father fought for. The freedom that my father fought for is for me and my children to be able to walk freely, drive the streets freely, and not a Zambia where at every juncture, including here where we are surrounded by police. And the only crime we've committed is to present ourselves for leadership with the Zambian people. This has got to come to an end. Dear Zambians, ask yourselves a question. Is this the government that you want to continue with in the next 5 years? A government that will chase you with snipers, a government that will chase you with guns, or because you have decided to stand and work for the Zambian people. Like we've said earlier, we have put our lives on the line for the Zambian people. We will not fear and cower, or because we are being chased by these indisciplined police officers. But it's a warning to them, please resist unlawful instructions, because one day you will have to respond and answer in your personal capacity.
Ndi mwana iwa babo ibarwanyina rwangulugo iwa jesi ya Zambia. Wano. Ejijanza ija kuno yandaulana. Ejijanza ija kutumba nkutwaya tuli babo bahi kutubula ntobolo bahi kupewa mboti nijayeya. Ejijanza ija kutumba nkutwaba kuzingurugwa. Ejijanza ja kunyahanya. Ja kubonu kama simpe mwana kuliba mujisiyego sya Zambia eji jezire kumana eji bumwe buzuba higajite hagajite yeji bumwe buzuba abo bali imbere bakwaya kuwamba kuti wanjituma bunge buzuba abo bayi kupanga ma instructions ayo bayi kubola ntangalala ali nyuma mabo takali bonye kubota amuliye kwamba kuti aswe tuli bana Zambia tuli bantu mbuli baba bali mu bulero atupane bulemu kambu bulemu cheche tarusumbuko.
So as we end the program today, we're joined by eminent persons that I want to go to the front. Honorable Madienkuku, please come. Honorable State Council Sakuiva Skota, please come. Honorable Robi Chizuka, please come. And Mr. Matiola, please come.
Awajindi ndaeta ibalemegwa ibana bajisi abali kumbere ambe bandita ndi Matiola ndi unko ende bajoin.
Today is indeed a good day, and the English say, on a good day, let only good words be spoken. I'll allow the President Sakuiva Skota to say a few words and guide the audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'll write on the protocols that my brother here, Honorable Madienkuku, gave. And I want to state that I'm not only a politician from Barotseland, but I'm also a politician from Southern Province. Because my constituency, in fact, was Livingston Central for 2 terms. And I was in Parliament together with my colleague here, Major Chizuka. The point I wanted to make is this. I was in UPND when it was the proper UPND, when it was headed by Anderson Kambela Mazoka. Maybe you could...
Mebo wano nde mwana uyitwa kuti na ndi mwana abulozi mbomu yeya pesi iku mwindi zirwa musanza kambo I constituency ya kusanga unanjinda kaima ku Livingston Central. Nde umwi iwali mu UPND ni yajirinka mwitwa tingu UPND. Ejo chindi ni yali kusodwa aba Anderson Kambela Mazoka.
That was when UPND was pure, before it was corrupted by the person who took over in 2006.
Ayo akale mazuba inkamu ya UPND ni yali kulomboheka kambo quota system yakaliko TRGC ima position akuti sunu SG mulozi deputy mulozi national youth chair mulozi alima election chair person mulozi twali kulanganya ma province onse kuti koti ka GC ibulya bana busore mu busore jindejo.
We loved, all of us, the whole country, loved Anderson Mazoka. Not because he was Tonga or anything like that, but because of his character. Just like what President Mundubile was saying, judge people by their character, not by their tribe.
Mazoka twali kumuyanda noti wamba kuti kamboti mutonga uzoka jovana. Pamazo tolubanda kamba kuti tibali kusala kuti mubemba ngwakuli ngwakoko bali kwenda muntu kwendera nyamba kwa kubereka munkamu ya UPND. Mbubonya mutomubona bamundu wamba atanyo ejo nchijimo chomugazeta.
Mazoka could have been Lunda, Nsenga, Tumbuka, Luvale, Lozi, or anything else. We would have still loved him because of his character.
Pamazoka oroga bali bagarunda oroga bali bagachokwe kamboga buwe wa moyo wabo kubota iswe ntwa abatobera mbubonya byo oroga bali batonga mbali batonga.
Indeed, we can say that Anderson Mazoka was the best president we never had.
Tatugensoni kwamba kuti pa Anderson Kambela Mazoka mwana mbubotu mbabakali iba president ibabotu mbutwata ababo tobana Zambia mukukola jolwe.
But today I'm happy to tell you that we may have lost the best president we never had, but come 13th August we are going to have the best president we'll ever have.
Awa ndamba kwamba kuti yatwausa kwamba kuti bamazoka titwakaba amba bokuthi baba president bayisa Zambia nokuba bobo leza ungatuhwira nareza watuhwira kale iwamba uthi kabe amusololi mutwakuhota mu 13 uno mwezi uthi kwauthi kabe amusololi utalidundi tukabe amusololi utalitibujende tukabe amusololi ulanganya kuti nonyobono bana Zambia no bana Musanza no bana isi yonse amube ajejo jenu kawina kusala urwa utali nchererebula utali wakwamba kuti humbwa jibo tujerera nguwe utali wakubika abantu wamba watu yababeregera ndime nyonse muya kupenga ama contract munyinaka kuti nati mwahugamina muntu omwe wina jano aya mazuba aje daya mu 13 amugali zwihe amugali hutule kubuzike obu mumapona andonye oyu mulumbe uyakubenzuma ebali mu UPND amulirange bana bokeso kuti imyaka 5 ndiwe businessman wala motogara imyaka eli 5 choje sichinzi no bamwi mukubula jorge azigwa nchito jindejo imyaka 5 chawe majogera nchito yenu kamuhyome hegwa abuzuba don't spoil dish idish njiri uliso ni mwagamana iba kuta baba madam bahonto moya kunyangwa intu herwe landinwe yako bantu bahonto eyo ninsoni atuli hutule ulunya atuli hutule kubuzika muhoboyo jindi ja koroni jagamana atwambe bye bye mu 13 mutali kuba nsoni no bana bako no Musanza alimi kwamba bobu umwe muntu atakasunkwe kwamba uti matiola madienkugu pajihuga kuli bali wande wati bazanga they have strayed from who straying from who kuzanga uzaulimi tuli bana Zambia tula mitwe yakuyeya alwiyo jata salala tatujizumini mebone matiola bamundu bile muhibe kusuno alimu abama kebi.
The significance of what you're seeing here, the three of us being here, is this. Mazoka was somebody who brought people together.
Mazoka fali bantu bayibunganya bantu kutabasala kutozwa kuli.
And after Mazoka, we had somebody who put people apart, divided people.
Nitwa sala mu 2006 twaja naku twasala musololi hiwandanya bantu munkamu ya UPND alimu ajisi ya Zambia.
At the time of Mazoka, we were all on the same path. All three of us were on the same path at the time of Mazoka.
Mujindi ya Mazoka bonse botatu atonse twali munzira tuyenda nzira yomwe.
When that person who always divides came, it sent us all into different paths and different directions.
Perenaga sika muntumbi kuzobujindejo awamungu himwenda nzira alike nolira gwina kuhugwa pere kuhungwa byomba aba bahiguhuya.
But today, as you can see, again we have a unifier like Mazoka. The three of us who were in different lanes are back together again.
Bonya mbomu bwene kumberege soguno. Bonya mbutwa jisiruka mantano mujindi ya Mazoka. Alimu asunu mubusoleba wa mundubile. Alimu wabame buzuru. Twabola kuti tuyane. Tubone gencho beni kwamba kuti tuli bantu omwe. Alimu tulijesi jomwe. Alimu tuanda kwamba kuti tujitejejo jabulemu. Jeta ilusumpugo kulu mwe no Musanza ajesi ya Zambia eji.
This which you see is by courtesy and by the grace of President Mundubile.
Eji nchomubona nduse mbulemu kwa President Mundubile aba vice babo ikuyamba kuti bantu atubekera anthu omwe kuti kwakuti chitaboni kuti ate ipati njababemba abakuchipata njabambuya babo nami ndimubemba.
So if he can do this amongst us, what is to stop him from fixing this country which Hakainde has divided? Mundubile will bring this country back together.
Bonya bwambwa mukuchita bobu kuyande kwamba kuti tonse tusumphukira anthu omwe kuti koti noba namusanza mulekecha kuti kwana kuli nchoanda kotumina yoya na kuli nchoanda ko inkokuya chisikamba kanya kuti na kuli nchoanda kokukhwaniha kubola obwe he choerere kuti uchite nando supply kwa supply chicha kuti myaka 85 chalecha kuti oyo tairede awo akaberekera nkamu ya UPND suno akuchitara mbuli kuti chinzi kamba kuti bayikulia ba ma contract bayikulia ba yonse mbantu bomwe onobuzuba ibumwe mwewamba kuti ino chinzi hena lyali bagumba mwawaye bamasimpe yakwamba kuti bange bantu balihubya kuyinda behina munkama UPND noba UPND noba nabakosumuli bomo nomwe wabona kwamba kuti matiranta munja atola tehibu yangape amana mbonya mbobundi ndi muntu ubala amana mbonya mbomutu hii tuli bantu tatusurire mwe tuli bayoni iji tajiruzi tatuke munyinza ndweni bamundubire alimo abamakebi. I'll use English. We're very frank and honest people. When something is not right, what we prefer is what we haven't heard in the UPND. UPND leadership has not provided for any room for anybody with a fertile mind to have audience with the president. I'm being frank with you. UPND government has distanced, the leadership has distanced itself from anybody with the capacity to think and voice of reason. It is the fear of a perpetuation of that and the disgust of the same that some of us are proudly today decided to go with the voice of reason and earn our respect.
From what I've stated, I want to tell my fellow citizens of Southern Province that clearly, from what you can see about President Mundubile and what he has done, he has the spirit of Anderson Kambela Mazoka.
Vamunduvile mbona mbinda mbidi majangu mbewendesa kwiba ndamba wamba wati vamunduvile nchoveni pali jisi pali bonya luse pali bonya mujimo chakutanda kudwana akutirabulwa pali bonya mujimo jalu muno irwali muli bagambira Mazoka.
Mr. President, as I close, I would like to refer to the speech by your Vice President and give me permission to correct one little aspect of the speech that he gave.
Ba President ne yakujera njanda kutola iku mubandi na igwamba ola iko Vice President wa Makebi Zulu mumajwabo.
Vice President Makebi Zulu reminded President Hakainde that as we go towards 13th August, he should know that being president is a privilege that can be taken away. That's what Vice President Makebi Zulu said. I don't agree with him. I think that he should have told President Hakainde that going towards 13th August, he should know that being president is indeed a privilege. It is a privilege that will be taken away, not can, but will be taken away on 13th August.
Vice President Makebi Zulu bathobola iwamba kuti ikulera jisi tajiri kuti ba shakerera ndiwolike tajiri jankhondo roja mirambi inganchorwe jipegwa abantu basala ibaya kuhota mbonya mbotu jisikuza bwa 13 kuyo kuhota ino bamba kuti obubusolo bupegwa abantu inga abantu bakubunyanga imebondesa kwiba namba kuti ba president akaende beze kuye bakuti twasika onda ba candidate ba UPND bakaende beze kuye bakuti mu 13 August bayakunyangwa bulero abantu babasa mbubataka himyaka yonse eri 5 abayambu bakaguswa ya imbuli mwenzu bukamba kuti ma election asiga mbubatali kuhi kuzo mu 2021 mbubatakale kutambula amafoni ko aba bapenga ibaka hwidwa bana babo munkondo ya urwana utipende injire mbulero abamwe bayimwa bapengwa mbaba yakusala kwa amba kuti ba president ji ndijano jamana amugembere ngombe.
So on behalf of my two colleagues, we would like to thank you for having taken time to address the people of Southern Province through this rally with a very, very powerful speech, a speech which I'm sure has gone to their hearts and which will make them turn out on 13th August to do the right thing and vote into presidency, President Brian Mundubile and Vice President Makebi Zulu. Thank you, sir.
Ibimina ibenzuma ibali kumbere uku ndamba kuti mazuwa aje debia amwebe kuti tujabele go sala alimwe tyo sala ndinyo ba President Mundubile Makebi Zulu abusole bwana.
Yes, thank you. Very quickly, Major Chizuka, you may say something just before we take this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. I hope the cameras are really coming close because this is very important.
Zoom in because there's a point to recognize.
I want to make an apology.
I
want to make an apology to Honorable Sakwiba Scotta, Chairman
for the
Tonsa Alliance.
The chairman of Tonsa Alliance.
I want to make an apology to the people of Western Province.
Western Province.
And to the nation at large. I'm making that apology because I have seen the spirit of Anderson Kambela Mazoka arising into this man.
Ndamba kulilegera kamba oti imoya aba Mazoka wabe wavuga muri ba Brian Mundubile.
And I mean it.
Ejo joza kunsa moyo yangu.
I whispered to Honorable Sakwiba Scotta about
na pete ya ule Sakwiba.
My apology is that I am the one responsible for bringing you Hakainde Hichilema for presidency of this party called UPND.
Ikulilegera kwangu uli Sakwiba kwali kuti ndime indakapanga nzira yakukombereya ku office ya Hakainde kuti kuti bayosoledere nkamu ya UPND aguzwe handinywe ni mwali ba acting president mu 2006 ku Mulungu conference.
At that time, Honorable Sakwiba Scotta was the vice president of the UPND.
Ejo jindi bali ba vice president wa UPND.
I looked at the intricacy of creating a president of a political party, particularly from the financial ability point of view.
Ndali kulanganya kuti buha pampo mizezo bakusala muntu ikusoledera nkamo walibyo kwinda ikunsana ya mali.
I'm sure Honorable Brian Mundubile and Honorable Makebi Zulu understand that.
ndahoma kuti va president va Munduvire ava makebi ejo vachiteerera.
I therefore went to set to find somebody who could take over from Anderson Mazoka.
Ndakaunka ikuyandira kuti nguni uti mulie hina Mazoka.
And that person was Hakainde Hichilema.
Oyo muntu bali va Hakainde Hichilema.
When it was time to get to Zamcom Lodge for the National Management Committee to sit, to decide who would be on the ballot,
Zamcom nitwasiga kuchitulange kwamba kuti nguni uere ukhala ankamu yavahi kuzundana ibusule kwa UPND ankamu ya NMC.
Honorable Sakwi Baskota was chairing as vice president and candidate.
Abayi yukumbere Basakwi Baskota ejindi mbivakali kuendelea muswanganoyo alimwi vakali vamwi vayikuyanda juno jakusolotera inkamu ya UPND.
The previous night we had arranged how we were going to introduce Hakainde Hichilema's name at Zamcom Lodge.
Kakube mukaziyeziye ibusiku bwaenda kunze twali kulanganya kuti noengani nzira nzi njoto ngatwaweta hina lyaba Hakainde kuti babe bamwi vayikuyanda juno na vayikuyetwa juno jakusole kwa UPND.
A caucus of Southerners, Westerners, Easterners, and Northwesterners.
Ituvongavonga ituzwa iku vantu iba kumbo iba malozi iba vakaonde vakachoke bonse vajona mu Motavi na mu Northwestern Province abakunyika kujwe alimwi abaku Eastern Province abakumusanza twakhala mutuvongavongoto kuti twanganye twambato.
When the question and we said who was going to we made a decision who was going to run the motion.
Twapanga kuti makati Yesu nguni utambe kuti chasika jindejo weta ineli nguni alimu auliyamba kuti liede nguni.
I didn't know how heavy this task was because nobody rose up in the National Management Committee.
National Management
is pushing through the motion.
National Management Committee ya jindejo jakaendelemene nkambo kunyina wali bambiride kwamba kuti ina yabakaende lyetwe mumuswangano umupati wendeleya inkamu ya UPND NMC.
So because for me it was my project, I decided to stand up and ask Honorable Sakwi Baskota to recuse himself because we are discussing the presidency after the death of President Mazoka.
Mujanza jajiila mwana mgeboneka mewende majajihoga ndayabele kwamba ota kainawa hembere berene nyobona babasakwiba kaina nyamwande konaka hene ngati mwatusiya kwamba tubandike babo berede kambo kaino mukubandika babo nyobe ngati mwali bandika pe amutusi.
I did that task because it was my project. Even if everyone else in the room, no one could move the motion.
Nkambaga kuti wali muzezo wangu ndakachijitejo kuti kwa kuti jelele ikutina yabakaende lyelele kubandika muswanganoyo.
I looked around for someone to second.
Ndakalanganga kuti ngunuti ambe kuti yambe kwanza nkoku ina laitambulero.
There was none of all those people we had met to discuss.
Kunyina iwa babo ba NMC bali mu muswangano jindejo ibaka zuminide kwamba kuti yabakaende lizuminwe kwamba kuti lelele ikuba ababo banda busole kwa UPND.
Because of time, maybe I can just speak in English. I'm being told to wind up. So, I realized how heavy Honorable Sakwi Baskota as Vice President was. I looked around the entire National Management Committee, and a Bemba man winked at me. I winked at him. He was not in the previous meeting. He had arrived at 9 o'clock for the National Management Committee meeting. His name was Frank Tayali, who was the National Youth Chairman for the UPND. That is how he seconded the motion, and the name of Hakainde Hichilema was now presented officially for consideration as Vice President. I want to apologize to the nation. I want to apologize to the UPND. I want to apologize to Southern Province. I want to apologize to the Westerners, my Mbuyes, and everybody else for bringing you a man who should not have been in the first place at the expense of this man here. I want to apologize to you, Sir Quivers Kota, because it should have been you. My considerations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us. May the people of Southern Province understand what this means. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. As we come to the end of the program, my fellow Southerners, we are voting using the mark X. Our friends are proposing a tick. We do not know where that has come from. What the law provides is an X. Cross against a candidate of your choice. And in this particular case, Nipe Lampi, you mark X. Please do not help those that have landed pre-marked ballot papers with a tick by also, voting with a tick. Stick to the X.
Nobana musanza tuyaguhota mazuba imahonto abo ibagisi hotelwa ballot ibanda kuti wabikwe igagaya galimbuli busu lya Nike kakukwenyuna amujigagejo kamutajerede.
No, thank you very much. Otherwise, even the law provides for that X. Our lawyers have gone to court, so to our people, it's strictly an X. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province. We love you. We will come to Southern Province soon after these elections as requested by MC Simbel. We love you. We love you. Twalumba kapati. Thank you.
Twalumba na musanza ibuza bakuhota amugabelehe ipeni njoma pegwa mutaka zumi niji mujintu.
Thank you very much. You've been watching the rally by Brian Mundubile, Makebe Zulu and the alliance partner. This rally was specifically designed for Southern Province, but the entire country has been watching, and will quickly provide just the analysis of what Brian Mundubile and Makebe Zulu and then the many prominent, the senior men from Southern Province who just gave those emotional remarks. But there was something remarkable that Brian Mundubile said. He says, as we are here at this event, even as I'm speaking to you, we are surrounded by the police. So we will track with the team that is in Lusaka to understand if any harm will be done to them, or if the police will pounce on anyone. But as you saw, even just as he was addressing, he stated that we are surrounded by the police at the venue. So let's come back for the analysis. So don't go away. I'll open the phone lines for any view that you may have about the rally that has just been presented by Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Let's go through the quick issues. Share the broadcast. I know there's a tendency when the main event is over, people then leave the broadcast. Quickly share, or stay on the broadcast. We provide some quick analysis, and then I'll quickly take the phone calls to those that wish to participate. I want actually to see if I can get that quick video of Robbie Chizuka. If you see through the theme, Sache Madienkuku, who's former Minister of Youth, and Sinazongwe MP, Major Robbie Chizuka, who's former MP for Namwala, and he says, President Hakainde Hichilema was my project. It's me who approached him that he should be president of UPND in 2006, following the demise of President Anderson Mazoka. And he says, it's me. This man was so unpopular because I was a vice president sitting in as acting president in Sakuiba Sikota. And Major Robbie Chizuka took time to apologize to Mr. Sakuiba Sikota. He says Sakuiba Sikota would have been a better leader than the monster they brought in, President Hakainde Hichilema. He says HH was my project, and my nomination, my proposal for nomination and adoption in the Central Management Committee of the UPND, he was himself, and he was seconded by Frank Tayali, the former Minister of Transport and Communications. The other gentleman from Southern Province was Matiola, who was a Master of Ceremony, and Kebi Mbewe, member of Central Committee in the Tonse Pamozi Alliance. Kebi Mbewe is from Choma, and he spoke extensively. But the theme that ran through this was the distinguished honor that they've placed on Brian Mundubile, that Brian Mundubile is exhibiting the spirit of Anderson Mazoka. This message, I think, was extremely particular to Southern Province, because Southern Province regard Anderson Mazoka like the president that never was. And to invoke the spirit of Anderson Mazoka, to invoke his sense of unity. Remember when he started the party, his vice presidents were all from south, from western and northern and Muchinga provinces. So Sakuiba Sikota, who's chairperson of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, Siache Madienkuku, Major Robbie Chizuka, and Kebi Mbewe Matiola, they all invoked the spirit of Anderson Mazoka. No, this issue will raise emotions from the UPND, want to claim Mazoka for themselves. But here, Sakuiba Sikota, who was MP in Livingstone, Siache Madienkuku, who was MP for Sinazongwe, and Major Robbie Chizuka, who actually proposed that President Hakainde Hichilema should take over from President Anderson Mazoka, says in their interaction with Brian Mundubile, they think, they feel the spirit of Anderson Mazoka. And they apologize to the nation that because of the government of President Hakainde Hichilema, they were not able, that Brian Mundubile and his team were not able to go to Southern Province because the threat on their lives and the lack of security around them, despite the assurances from both State House and the Zambia police. They called those assurances as force, as a trap, and they've heeded to various reports and chose to apologize to the people of Southern Province that they'll go there shortly after the election, that Mundubile will go there after elections. They said that Mazoka, his biggest ethos was about unity. He was multi-tribal in his approach, multi-ethnic, nationalist at heart, and they said they've seen that in Brian Mundubile, and they urged Brian Mundubile to ensure that he follows those feelings. I'll come back with all the other details in the analysis of this rally. So kindly share the broadcast. Quickly share the broadcast.
On behalf of the Finlay family, our family has published a statement on Veldon Harry Finlay's Facebook page regarding the circumstances surrounding his detention. We wish to confirm that to the best of our knowledge, the events described in that statement are accurate. At this time, we have not been officially informed of his current whereabouts. We have not been granted access to him. We have not been provided with clear information regarding his continued detention. To the best of our knowledge, he has not been formally charged with any offense. We have not been permitted to provide him with his required medication, which is a matter of serious concern to our family. Serious concern. Our family respectfully appeals to the relevant authorities to urgently clarify Veldon's whereabouts, allow appropriate access to him, and ensure that he is able to receive any medication and care he requires. Above all, we appeal for this matter to be handled transparently and strictly in accordance with the law, with Veldon's legal fundamental rights fully respected. We remain deeply concerned for his safety and well-being and respectfully request urgent clarification from the relevant authorities.
They were following this guy. It's what picture?
But they've gotten the lady.
Yeah, the lady was on just driving.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, I'd muted myself. Thank you. I know everyone is calling, but you can now call. Sorry, I had muted myself. I was saying that Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu could not hold a rally in Southern Province. Hello, caller. Are you calling about the volume? The volume is back now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Share the broadcast. Sorry, I muted myself please share. So, Tonse Pamozi Alliance were supposed to wrap up their campaign in Southern Province. Under NRPUP, where we have the two candidates, Honorable Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu, they've been unable to go to Southern Province for one clear reason: the threats on their lives, on their lives, and what just has happened. Let's go to Western Province. You remember that in Western Province, the leaders suffered. Hello, caller. Are you calling about the volume or you want to participate? The volume has been resolved.
I want to participate. I want to participate.
Make your contribution, my dear.
Please. Ambassador, 3 things. Number one, I'm so actually broken to see, in the first place, the virtue rally done by Mundubile and the team. I just feel sorry for our president. I think his advisors are not very fair, not being fair to him. They are eating into his image and his legacy. Can we imagine for the first time, the main contender has failed to actually reach out to a province because of a province being purported to be the stronghold for the current. That is not very good. Can you imagine how Basata was? Northern Province were planning Muchinga, and how freely he visited and campaigned in all these provinces which were purported to be Basata's stronghold.
But my brother, can we have a conversation? Is that okay?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, not a problem.
Why hasn't Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu gone to Southern Province?
For me, actually, I was of the idea that they should not go because of what happened in Western Province. And now to see even the posture of the president, it is like a I don't care kind of arrangement. And that's what I'm
Which president are you talking about?
The current president.
Oh, I see. Yeah, distinguished. All I wanted to say before I cut you, I wanted to say that in the past governments, the opposition have been allowed their political and civil rights to participate. In this case, it's not the fault of Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu that they have
okay. To some of us, it was for their safety.
Okay.
I was actually trying to reach out to one of the people there on his team to say, please tell Brian not to go to Southern Province. What happened in Western Province? Some of us were very much concerned, and that's why I'm saying the big man should have actually taken a serious lead to ensure that there is a serious level ground for all the participants to actually participate. Now, that was actually, that's my first take for today's contribution, that this is not very good. I hope the president and these people are actually concerned, and in a civilized world, even reaching out to Brian Mundubile's team, and just to talk to them, and in a civilized way. But I know that can't happen from seeing what is happening. Secondly, what has just happened to the former ambassador? The gunshots. Can you imagine? I was telling my friend that what was the intention? What was the intention? Was it to arrest her? What was actually the game plan? And after being quiet for some time, until a statement is issued by the chief through the representative, that's when you see the information emerging that everybody are going interrogation. No. Again, I'm saying I'm advisors Baba Kateka very fair enough, because all that Bamwamba, to say the truth, is actually eating into his legacy, is eating into his image so seriously. And then thirdly, Bamwamba, you know, when you look at what is happening and just the environment, it is as if Zambia, it is the first time actually we are having it's as if it is between Kaunda and Chiruba. When you just see what is happening, and it is so much threatening and worrying. For the first time, actually, I decided to go and offer myself to be to monitor the elections for the first time because of what is happening. I'm like, what is really happening here? Can we stand up and do our civic rights? But the two things, what happened, like Brian holding the virtual rally because of the violence, and also what was happening. Some of us, we have colleagues in Southern Province who were like, no, this is not the time, like that. And just what happened to the former ambassador, surely that is not the Zambia we desire. That is not the Zambia, actually. Some of us, 2021, now it's a new page. And last, my master, and last, I want to congratulate Brian Munduvile and the team for being so civil, so clean, and to have such an respect for the president, the respect for just, the leadership. No insults, no name calling. I pray to God that they will continue to be like that. Even in an event, God gave them an opportunity to govern the nation, to be so civilized. In short, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador, good evening.
Good evening.
Mtale Alex here.
Yes, Mtale, make your contribution.
First and foremost, it was a very sad moment to see this kind of elections. I mean, this kind of campaign. In my view, in my opinion, I find it very, because you see, we are used to have the campaigns where people go around and people interact with their own leaders, and you allow the leaders, those who are vying different portfolios, to understand or to have a feel of why they are vying to become leaders in those areas or different constituencies in this case. As you know, that the president has got no constituents, and that's why the president has to go around and visit and understand the important needs, direct one-to-one. But to see such kind of environment, hostile things, which of course we have been preaching on this platform, people have been talking about it, about this kind of a thing, that we will see the full wrath of UPND towards the election. And indeed, this thing it's now unfolding. We have heard that some time back that this man in church had come up under the department, under the OP, that there was a team that they have come up with, and this team is only to kill. And that's the reason why you have those security men that the party security that have been now introduced, or rather they have been coaxed in the mainstream of intelligence of the country, which is a very dangerous thing, because they save at the interest of the party. And if you see where these people are staying, Ambassador, they stay right in State House at Nkwazi House. And these are the people that they go around and they do all kind of city things. They beat up people, they abduct people that you may not see them. If you can't see them at Woodland Stadium in the evenings, then because where they stay is right in State House, well-protected place. So you can imagine the scheme that a church is playing. This man has got no heart for this country. This man is ready to kill and to destroy this country. And that's the reason why he has been very consistent to preach negativity on Southern Province, Western Province, Northwestern Province. He's saying these people, they should rise against the 7 provinces of the land, of the country, which is very unfortunate. Those words are coming from the president himself, so-called the president. So to see, the last speaker who actually apologizes to the nation, for me, it's better you apologize before you die, because he's so disappointed. This is a man that he championed for. This is a man he thought he would bring something differently. But anyway, since he had even mentioned it was something to do with finances, someone who's going to take care of the people or maybe of the party. But I thank God that today this man has come up and made an apology to the Zambians and to everyone involved, that this is not the product I was selling. I was selling a wrong product, and this wrong product will come to haunt us. Well, Ambassador, lastly, if you remember, I'm talking about violence. If you remember, prior to 2021 election, this guy, there was issues to do with the Ama market being bent. There was gassing. There was all sorts of kind of things were happening. And he was pointing the finger at the PF. Up to date, Ambassador and anyone who is hearing or to this program, HH has not managed to arrest anyone who committed a crime. He was even boasting that I will bring people from America, FBI, to come and investigate this thing. Up to date, he has not brought FBI to come and investigate these issues. The reason is he knows it's himself. He cannot investigate himself. HH was behind the killing. HH was behind the abduction of those small family. So what we are seeing, just like the general has mentioned, is a full being of HH. This is him and nobody else. So as we head to the polls, it's better we suffer a little, we die a little. Let's protect our votes, but let's defeat the purpose, his evil plans on the country. Thank you, Ambassador.
Adokola, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mwamba. My name is Richard Chola.
Richard, make your
from
contribution.
Zambia. Yes, the Richard from the drivers fraternity, truck drivers.
Oh, yes, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Mwamba.
Good
It's
to
long
hear
time.
from you.
Thank you. I was very delighted to watch the President virtual rally, where I've learned a lot of things. I agree with the previous, the one who was talking about the safety of the president in Southern Province. From my secondary school, I was in Monze, Choma, somewhere there in Pemba. So I've learned a lot of things in Southern Province, but from that virtual rally, I've noticed that most of our friends or our people in Southern Province, they are living in a fear whereby they cannot even talk. I was in Kazungula when the president was in Mongu doing the rally, when the children and the women were suffocating from the tear gases. I felt pity. And now the people of Southern Province, when I was in Kazungula, were saying, we want the president to come this side. Then I said, no, but I think from the beginning, I had an idea to say, the president to come in Southern Province, it will be a hassle, because this could be something which is not okay for the president. But in Southern Province, there are a lot of people who are waiting for the president to come, particularly from Wandi, Kazungula, Livingstone, Kalomo, somewhere there, because our drivers are moving everywhere. So most of the issues or the situation where they are passing, they've seen people like the heart which the president has, Mr. Mundubile. He's got a love for the people. Not only in Northern Province or Luapula, even in Southern Province, he had that heart. I can even feel it, that the way he has cancelled that rally to go in Southern Province, he doesn't feel good. Deep down from his heart, with the the Vice President, Mr. Makebi Zulu, they are guilty, because the people of Southern Province needed them to go there. But because of I think what the other caller was saying, the security reason and other traps which was set along the way, I think what they've done is quite okay. But what I would suggest that the way the man from Namwala was saying, to say once is inaugurated, which actually we are confident is going to State House. But what we must do now, I think for the Zambian people, is to protect our votes. And we must reject the issue of tick. The only customary way we vote is on an X. That's all. I think that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are analyzing the rally that was held by Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu, and then we'll give you an update of today's event.
They were following this car. It's what picture?
But they've gotten the lady.
Yeah, the lady was the one that was driving.
Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
This is Mr. Mlenga calling you from Kapiri.
Mr. Mlenga, make your contribution.
Yes, I think we enjoyed the visual rally by the president. And just to, I think I'll pick two things from there. Firstly, the vice president, Makebi Zulu. When he mentioned to say, when the president and the UPND were clearly the opposition party, especially the biggest, which was the PF, he thought he had knocked out the PF completely. And also he mentioned of, if you remember, I think it was strategical. It started by the case of the late president, may he so rest in peace, by Edgar Lungu. It went to Concord Court, where they ruled to say he is not eligible to stand. From there, I think the issues of the Miles Sampa coming in on the 24th of October, holding that rally, the PF, they thought was now completely gone. But I think what leaders really forget is that when you are behaving like that, you are not killing a party. A party is the people. When the president was promising us to come and repeal the cyber laws, when he came, we saw that he was going the opposite. The Zambian people started realizing to say this is the wrong person that we elected in 2021. And people realized that we elected this president and he came in by deceit. So people had already made up their mind to say what they were calling for. Bamwamba, I think I've been following, Ambassador Mamba, I've been following your podcast, I think from the time you started. You called different leaders. They had just one voice. They were calling for the leaders to come together. And immediately, President Mundubile and the Vice President Makebi Zulu came together. People said this is the way. And that is where you have seen these other leaders who are in the opposition, like President Membe, President Kalaba, because they never wanted to lead to the voice of the Zambian people. They have been left like they are orphans. They have no one that is following them. And the rest now is between the president, who has now realized that there is opposition. That's why you saw that when the rally was it went to Northwestern Province. The team moved to Northwestern Province. He thought maybe there will not be people there. But they were following. That's how he said. They said in Western Province, that's how they brought that confusion. Getting into Southern Province, it was going to be worse. So now, what I'm trying to say, Bamwamba, is that all leaders now, going forward, they must know that When anyone is doing that, he is not going to kill the voice of the Zambian people. On Thursday, I'm requesting that on Thursday, all those that have vehicles, the lights should be on. As we go to vote, all the buses, I'm requesting that all the buses, these public buses, the lights should be on. The president must know that we are getting our second independence and we are going to vote him out because of the way he has treated the Zambian people. And now, lastly, Wamwamba, to the students, these students who are at the university, I've got 2 boys here who are at the university. I can't encourage them to get there. You know, it's not only that money that we spend. No, there are a lot of things that we do. If these students are going to believe in what this president is saying, this president is self-centered. Whatever he's doing, he just wants to buy power. Now, to the students, I'm appealing that they should analyze where we are coming from. Because this cyber law, which was introduced, it also affects them, just like it affects their parents. The cost of living, it's also affecting them, just as it affects their parents. So they should not be deceived on Thursday to go and give him the vote. They must know that Zambia is bigger than one individual, and we are not going to allow, even our ECZ now, I'm talking to ECZ, do the right thing. You are not the first team that has been there. The Zambian people are going to vote using the X. That mark which you are talking about is your mark. All those that are going to vote for President Mundubile, we are going to go with the X. And that marking, you will remain with it, because that is your mark. We are going to go with the X, and this vote, these elections, come by Monday, everyone will know that President Mundubile will be getting into State House, because it's a spiritual fight. We want to get the nonsense out of this country. Thank you, Mamamba. I leave it to the other callers to make the contributions.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
They were following this guy. It's what picture?
But they've gotten the lady.
Yeah, the lady was the one that was driving.
We're just carrying an analysis of the rally that was held by Brian Mundubile, Makebizulu, and Alliance partners. They were remarkable. This was a rally, virtual rally, designed to cover Southern Province in light of the security concerns and the attacks, sustained attacks that have occurred against the core team of Honorable Brian Mundubile's campaign team. Remember, in Western Province, 32 members of his security team were nabbed. And the artist, Moses Ingangwe, who's Chester, Winston Ingosa, the IDC light comedian, Felix Mangani Piri, Felix Ndangeni Nshila, were nabbed, and 32 security officers. Then we have bloggers, Rooney and Zubi, that were also picked up. Then yesterday, we have the sad case of Ambassador Martha Lungu Mwitumwa, the one that saved in Switzerland, and she was our permanent representative at the United Nations in Geneva. And she was with Anna Israel, who's media manager and who runs virtual campaigns for Brian Mundubile, was also picked up. I'm trying to cut some key moments that then we can, you can comment on. But there's one particular announcement that both Makebizulu and Brian Mundubile referred to what they discovered in Western Province, that the police officers that were following them, that contingent of policemen, had ZNS officers and UPND cadres in police uniforms. Now, that's a very, very drastic allegation, very, very strong. Inspector General of Police Grafo Musamba should know that that is a serious crime to give the uniform of the police, the gun of the police, to an unauthorized person. So if there are UPND cadres and ZNS soldiers in the contingent of the police, that is totally, totally illegal. Both Makebi Zulu and Brian Mundubile referred to that. Brian Mundubile also referred to the issue regarding the geophysical survey that has been done at the cost of $100 million. And now President Hakainde Hichilema has not made it public. I'll come back to that. It requires some thoughts quickly. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. This is your show. I want to give as many people as possible to give their reflections.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
This is Jackson calling from Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
Hello? Yes. Yeah, just a bit of a contribution to what has happened to the President Brian Mundubile na rali vachikwata. Natutotera sana fwe bengi koena nachi tukalipaparira because we are expecting ko bati bala kulya nombe file chitawakateka bayichile mamwanzini awe icharo tasiletekwa bwino icharo nachibipa mwanzini. So my emphasis ku bantu bonse bali mfukuri program hii twime fwe misepera pamaka tushinja obutekwa pa 13 August bantu tuli mubusha turekana nomwenso fwe mayuts kulatino kulando kulatino kuendera nga wachitechili chonse ati bale kukaka awo Ambassador Mwamba mwanzini nachibipa sana e contribution ife nachikwata kwena after twatamba lali bachikwata ba president. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are providing an analysis for Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu's rally. I'll be cutting some videos from the rally and I'll be showing you. So Honorable Brian Mundubile made a very strong allegations, not strong allegation. He demanded a geophysical survey report that was done over our minerals and water resources in our country to be released. This is not the first time Brian Mundubile has called on that. Even when he was in Northwestern Province, he called on President Hakainde Hichilema to release the geophysical survey report. It was done nationwide. It's been completed. It surveys where our minerals are, where our water resources are. And Brian Mundubile is relating it to the wealth that chiefs and chiefdoms and constituencies and districts and provinces should have, that they've a right to know what's lying underneath their soil. We worry about agriculture, the topsoil, but what is underneath? And there's a technical report that has been done by a company called, a Spanish company called Excalibur Smart Mapping. What they did is they did a nationwide high-resolution aerial survey to map what minerals are sitting where and where our water resources are. Many people just know our resources, water resources, when they see rivers, streams, and lakes. But the survey here would reveal where your underground water is. So Brian Mundubile has made it a key point that he will release this report if he is elected. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Based in Canada. That was an excellent virtual rally. And I think that they delivered, I think the message was clear. The writing is there on the wall. It is straight to victory. But then just one thing, you mentioned just when the rally ended, I think you mentioned about the venue being surrounded by the police. Would you give us an update what is happening now for the sake of some of us who are out of the country so that we keep track and get to know what is happening to our leaders? It's Mundubile and Makebi and everybody who attended the rally.
Thank you. Let me call our teams on the ground quickly because I was also alarmed by that announcement by President Brian Mundubile, who stated that as he was speaking, the venue was surrounded by the police. I think it's very important that we understand if they are safe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the lines are open. You can call as we do the analysis. I'm just getting the videos in the background so that we can pick some elements of who said what, and then we can invite you to speak. So Brian Mundubile is calling on the President Hakainde Hichilema, to release a report. In the absence of that, he says he is going to release the report when he is elected as president. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Dr. K, make your contribution, sir. Oh, sorry, Dr. K. Dr. K, I'm so sorry. I was wearing my headset on this phone, so just repeat your thoughts quickly. You repeat your thoughts. I was hearing you in my earpod. Sorry, Dr. K. I had no idea you were not live. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Introduce yourself and make your contribution.
I was saying that I'm happy, regardless of Mundubile na Makebi not going to Southern Province. At least they communicated through internet to the people. You know, these things, some people want to see you physically, but unfortunately to say the truth, the president, HH, has failed the nation by not providing security or not at least enforcing laws ya Mzambe to protect our candidates the way it's supposed to be, whereby when wamuna I contest wamuna kwati ni end ya life instead ya kwa fet ni term period ya 5 years isheleko. He could forgo that term period. The other thing is, I'm really concerned about the election day and the aftermath. What safety do Zambians have in a country where the president does not stop Amakadas doing whatever they want to do? It's a scary thing. Ground in Zambia. I know some places are safer, but some places they don't seem like they are safer because, like we've heard, Wakapokola, the National Service, Navakada. How do we know who's protecting who? Now for the uniform, we are muntu the country is just in disarray. This is the first time in my entire life in Zambia, and I'm not young, to hear that Amakadas wa Africa uniform ya Wakapokola. Wamwamba nalipo youth chairman wa Copper Belt MMD as the first Copper Belt youth chairman until I came to the US in 1994. Bamwamba ishatalile ntontonkanya kwa tukaiva nokufala uniform ya Wakapokola to a receive, maybe to a more civilized that time than what HH has brought. Never in MMD did we wear uniform yako. Kwa nangu hivi ni kutontonka nyapo. According to me, nangu kwa muntu wale terenga na harikena ati oh boy, this is not my job. This is impersonation. It's against the law. So I don't know where HH want to take this country, honestly. Mama Zambians, not quite a chance. And this chance really is the only hope you should have, and you have. Take it. And if you don't take it, alamukayoyomba. I'm telling you. Nafua ni muda hospital tukayoyomba pantu tukalafiro no kuisa kuchalo oko. Ichi. Chena tuchubiga kumitima. HH does not mean well for the nation. If it did, it could have done something in the past 5 years that he could be pointing at. That Narichtirich. But he has nothing to point at. Gabasa son that you narrative free education and a free education in another mwamba. Tetu iwepe. All to apitire mukuli bakanda the free education. Ishali pile pile ku secondary school na ngwan ngoya maka. Private non-college when I was training, to live for like 32 kwacha. Aka upkeep ya kusta musopo na not malotion. So what free education has HH brought me want to wakwadesa? There's no free education HH has brought. He's just exchanged free education with no meals in your homes. This CCM has become nothing. Look at them futuari kala kuma usakire kuma luansha kuma chingola kuma mfudila. And today with HH, abantu balichula kwatika twish. Bila mtonto mkanye pumanto mlichula. Pia mule mnakwata kesa mwamshi ifinto akachinjai muli next 5 years ya shalako. Mwantu please. Tonto mkanye nipo. Ine panondi. Okay, I know I'm assured of Kalafia Kalondok after retiring as a professor. But all the same, I really cry for my country. Pamamba infofaba diaspora kutumpa kwesu. Don't support HH. But not to pilibuka, not to manata fiwe me. So Bamwamba pa usikubwa kuvota mvasta emphasize abantu batontonka nyepo nokuyipusha bene beka. Are we better off today than we were 5 years ago? If your answer is no, please don't waste your vote on HH. Don't waste your vote even on anybody whose symbol chikuboko chalupi. I am a pivale miuma. We will not forward. Lupi lulia. Mutontonka nyepo. Vote for other people. Vote for Mundubile na Makebi. And anybody ukwete kalilampi. Fumpose kwa mano. Ruwambi mbambi ukwete akachola. Evo muvotede. Echalo fuchifuido kube echalo chesu. Alangata muchitilefyo. Awa mukayoyomba. Thank you, Natasha Wamwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mwamba.
Good evening.
I think I will remain anonymous.
Yes, anonymous.
All right. Yeah, I didn't watch the visual rally, but I just want to comment on 2 issues. Issue of President Wesu, itabaile ku Southern Province, and also naka issue ya latest valeta by ECZ ya Katikmak. Yeah, to start with the first one. Anyway, my culture, my apologies. I didn't apologize on behalf of my president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. I like my president, but tabakwata sensa Ansoni muchivemba tinsoni ebuntu muchitonga tinsoni Malisende, Mbobuntu. Yeah. Despite all these abnormalities, if I can assure you people, the president is going to find my justifications. No kwambokula mokinga the president Weswa Mundubire for not going to Southern Province, including his specialist Avena Makimuwe, Mwalabu from media. They are going to find reasons just to cheat, to lie to the people that know Tabakwete Nalama and so on and so forth. Why is forgetting that it's the president himself, Hakainde Hichilema, who was preaching hatred in Southern Province each time we went, like the last rally he had in Mazabuka. He told the people of Mazabuka and the entire nation that Wabrani Mundubiri, Naba Makepi Zulu are the very people who were beating them each time the Southerners went to Lusaka. And what do you expect now people to have in their heart towards against our president, Mr. Mundubire? Definitely to be violence. Look at what has been happening in the Northwestern Province. They are even making Kutuma groups to our UPND just to come and on the rallies, just to disturb us, to interrupt our rallies. Yes, no kwambo kularanja forward. Those were organized people. Now imagine if it was as the opposition who could start attending our rallies, yaba president wa Hakainde. What could have happened? So this is very, very unfortunate to Amamba. Our president if he was an upright man, just this one, he could have felt sorry just to neutralize the field, but no, at least I've tried to catch the balance. But you are going to see a statement wakapera our president wa Hakainde. He is going to mock our president. He is going to... I just don't know about President Hakainde. Anyway, that aside, talking about these latest ICZ letter, these are part of Mingalato. They spoke, they told us. Mind you, each time they make a statement, it passes. Even this stick, what we can do to block this, it's well known, definitely it's well known that this is part of the Mingalatoyaba UPND. There are some pre-marked voters from Tanzania, according to what probably we are hearing. Now the fact that they did not realize that they were not told those people that they want Utuma X. Them they were using Utuma X as their after Wachita realized, how come last minute, just a few days before, they want to introduce this mark? All along all these years, why today? Thinking Mr. Mwamba, if there was something to do, we can do just to protect this. Unfortunately, the entire professionals won't have once if you are president. Professionalism, they're just being commanded, which is very unfortunate. We are crying in our nation. I even sometimes question even if they know deep down in their hearts that this is very wrong. But people have kept on clapping for the president. So let me give chance to others. Thank you, Amwamba.
Thank you. Hello. Let me just take this call.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
I don't know if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you so much. I would love to say something about the ritual rally first.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was to me. I commend the boys for coming up with such an initiative instead of blacking out completely the people of Southern Province because of this matter in the history. What the two boys did is that they protected lives instead of going for a show-up appearance. These guys had prepared something for them as they go there. But it has been known, and rumors were heard from people who are even in that side, that they had planned something deadly, not necessarily on the two boys, but on the people who are going to receive them, so that they can declare a state of emergency in the process. So now, these two boys, being patriotic Zambians, they knew that it's better to preserve a life than to go in Southern Province just to show the mass so that we are able to come this side and Ghana support as well. To me, that is commendable. It may look like it's like a cowardice act, but in its essence, that's the strength of someone who is able to think about other people and the life of other people. And then, Ambassador, the other thing that I would love to talk about is the issue of the people of Southern Province. People of Southern Province did not plan anything bad for Mundubile and Makebe all that time. It's one individual. That's like what he has done in Northwestern Province. Mr. Ichilema, I'm sure he has been told about the rivalry that is there between the people of Northwestern Province and the people of the Copper Belt. In my line of duty, I once experienced a situation where people went to look for jobs in Kalumbila who came from the Copper Belt. They were attacked because Northwestern has never wanted people from the Copper Belt to come and get jobs in the mines. So chances are that Mr. Ishilema was given that information, and he knew that once he says this to the people of Northwestern Province, more especially in where he was, in Masumba's area there, they were going to be happy with him. But forget that people have now changed. People have moved, people have migrated, and a lot of people from the Copper Belt have gone this side and vice versa. So as Zambians, let's not allow this divisive man to continue beyond 5 years. Otherwise, it will cause people to hate each other for nothing, and it will bring unnecessary division that will take years to correct for all Zambians. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Ndababuzya kuti sana bamundubire ibana musanza tamugaba pisulena bandishomezya kwamba kuti bana musanza bayoba tambula mbuli muzyali kambo abalo mbana Zambia. President Mundubire has assured me that in spite and his concerns for Southern Province and his desire to preserve the peace, to avoid injuries which could happen to innocent people, in spite of what has happened, he has assured me that he's going to give attention to the Southern Province like any other part of the country. Abobo nobana musanza amulijane mutubunga join the party structures in the Southern Province. Ikutekwa kuzwalino gatwendera antomwe ndila alusho mwamba kuti influmende iyanda kuzigalwa mumazuwa byomashonto aya ajala inoli influmende iyo tulanga mumapenzi esu wonse pa President Mundubire kumusanza atu yanda kuti bulimi mugabulange. Please take very serious note of agricultural problems. Tuyanda kuti malwa zangombe mugalange. We have many problems regarding animal diseases in the Southern Province. And when we talk about animals, for us in Southern Province, an animal means a cow. We don't talk about animals like hyenas or any other animal. If we say look after animals, we are talking about looking after cows. Please take care of those things, and the welfare of your people will be secured. Ndalomba iguti nobana musanza mujite nchitwa mulomba tunola antomwe iguti bamundubire bagamulube muyondiezi yakuti madyenkugu abajizuga a innocent obyabuzi batoka mubona mwagatushomezya abambewe bagaliwo ino nkambo nziswe bumapenzi esitwalangu. I am very confident, Your Excellency, incoming President, that the people of Southern Province will heed the request we have made. I am very sure that this will be manifested in the election results that we are going to see. And we look forward to a peaceful election whose results will be announced.
We are analyzing the rally for Brian Mundubile. You can call you can call and you can make your contributions.
Even if everyone else in the room, no one could move the motion.
Kambaga kuti wali muzezo wangu akachitejo kuti kwakuti jelele ikutina tyapakende lyelele kupandika muso anganoyo.
I looked around for someone to second.
Ndakalangalanga kuti ngunuti ambe kuti yambe kwanza nkhoku ina laitambulero.
There was none of all those people we had met to discuss.
Kunyina iwa babo ba NMC bali mu musangano chindejo ibaka zuminide kwamba kuti nabakaende lizuminwe kwamba kuti lelele ikuba ababo banda busole kwa UPND.
Because of time, maybe I can just speak in English. I'm being told to wind up. So, I realized how heavy Honorable Sakiba Scott as Vice President was. I looked around the entire National Management Committee, and a Bemba man winked at me. I winked at him. He was not in the previous meeting. He had arrived at 9 o'clock for the National Management Committee meeting. His name was Frank Tayali, who was the National Youth Chairman for the UPND. That is how he seconded the motion, and the name of Hakainde Hichilema was now presented officially for consideration as Vice President. I want to apologize to the nation. I want to apologize to the UPND. I want to apologize to Southern Province. I want to apologize to the Westerners, my Mbuyes, and everybody else for bringing you a man who should not have been in the first place at the expense of this man here. I want to apologize to you, Sakiba Scotta, because it should have been you. My considerations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us. May the people of Southern Province understand what this means. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. As we come to the end of the program, my fellow Southerners, we are voting using the mark X. Our friends are proposing a tick. We do not know where that has come from. What the law provides is an X. Cross against a candidate of your choice. And in this particular case, Nipe Lampi, you mark X. Please do not help those that have landed pre-marked ballot papers with a tick by also, voting with a tick. Stick to the X.
Nobana musanza tuyaguhota mazuba imahonto abo ibagisi miyaga yonse hotelwa ballot ibanda kuti wabikwe igagaya gali mbuli busu lya Nike kakukwenyuna amujigagejo kamutajerede.
No, thank you very much. Otherwise, even the law provides for that X. Our lawyers have gone to court, so to our people, it's strictly an X. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province. We love you. We will come to Southern Province soon after these elections as requested by MC Simbel. We love you. We love you. Twalumba Kapati. Thank you.
Those were the scenes from the rally earlier, but I played that particular video for the moving words that were delivered by Major Chizuka. You, in front there was Sakiba Scotta, the chairperson, and there was Sache Madien Kuku, and of course Major Robbie Chizuka, Matiola, who was the director of ceremonies, and then Kebin Bewe, the people that should have anchored the rallies from Southern Province in person, and they were forced to have the rally virtually. So if you have any contribution, please make your contribution so that we can close. Let me take this call. So the lines are open. Make your contribution. Let's hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Yes, this is RN calling from Lusaka, Zambia.
RN, make your contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. I watched the rally, although Yachibakuma ending. I heard of the president saying, no, fire, and he committed just to say, we who are voting for BM8, we are using an X. Now, Ambassador Mwamba, my question is, ECZ, have they issued a statement to say whatever that will be found with a tick will be invalid, or they've said it will be a choice? Because why do I say so, Ambassador Mwamba? It's because Natumfwako a rumor of the things of the ballot paper from Tanzania. So what we don't want is ngabasuminisha tick so that we can save Sankanya no kupendela pamu. So we want the tick to be definitely disqualified, and each and every Zambian should know that tick has been disqualified. So I don't know if there is any platform step by ECZ to tell the nation to say this is the way to vote, because we are not going to take the tick because of the allegation, because of what we've heard from Tanzania. I rest my case, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for that call. Let's take some more callers so that we will begin to wind up. We're covering the rally of Brian Mundubile live, and we're providing analysis after that. Let me take some more calls before I close.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambassador.
Thank you. I was alerted to someone, has written this message that, the opposition should not have allowed Mwangala Zalomis as chairperson because of the circumstances of the daughter, who's facing manslaughter charges, murder charges that were reduced to manslaughter. They're saying she's a captive leader to hold such a sensitive. She can be manipulated because she's looking at the life of her daughter. And that is why you also see Siawan is very vested in this election, because the young brother who's married to Maria Zalomis is also facing those murder charges. Nathan Bathraham is a partner to Maria Zileni Zalomis, and you hear you remember the controversial bond that was given to them. That's a picture of Ambassador Martha Lungu, who we are advocating. The family don't know where she is 24 hours later since she was abducted. That's a video we've been playing in the background. But just listen to the powerful message from Siache, from Major Chizuka.
Was Frank Tayali, who was the National Youth Chairman for the UPND. That is how he seconded the motion, and the name of Hakainde Hichilema was now presented officially for consideration as Vice President. I want to apologize to the nation. I want to apologize to the UPND. I want to apologize to Southern Province. I want to apologize to the Westerners, my Mbuyes, and everybody else, for bringing you a man who should not have been in the first place at the expense of this man here. I want to apologize to you, Sakwiba Scotta, because it should have been you. My considerations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us.
Yeah, the three were in different political parties. Sakwiba Scotta used to be in UPND. Sache Madienkuku used to be in MMD, and Robbie Chizuka used to be in UPND. They went separately, and they are saying, and Matiola, the director of ceremony, has always been UPND. They are saying Brian Mundubile has brought them together, and that's why they are invoking the feeling and spirit of Anderson Mazoka. Okay, family, so then we should be winding up if we do not have any more calls, but we are still calling for the release of Martha Lungu and everyone else, the artists, our security team. We are calling for them to be released. This young man, Nectar Mwanga, from the Zambia Air Force, has become famous because he's the one that has been properly captured as one of the abductors to Ambassador Martha Lungu. And he's been identified, is a warrant officer at the Zambia Air Force. And you can go even to his Facebook page, you'll find that he works for the Zambia Air Force. What he was doing, running a civilian process, no one understands. It renders a credibility when Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu said, in the uniforms of the police, there are ZNS and UPND cadres in the team that has been doing that. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Yes, we're calling you from Osaka.
Okay, make your contribution, my dear brother.
I just wanted clarity on the voting. How are we voting? Are we ticking or we are crossing an X? There seems to be a lot of confusion going on. Maybe you can highlight the nation on the way forward.
The Constitution says an X. All voter education material says an X. We are saying an X. Although a tick is valid, there is a lot of concern why all of a sudden we should be discussing the tick. But what is authorized by law and regulations is an X.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. On behalf of the Finlay family, our family has published a statement on Weldon Harry Finlay's Facebook page regarding the circumstances surrounding his detention. We wish to confirm that to the best of our knowledge, the events described in that statement are accurate. At this time, we have not been officially informed of his current whereabouts. We have not been granted access to him. We have not been provided with clear information regarding his continued detention. To the best of our knowledge, he has not been formally charged with any offense. We have not been permitted to provide him with his required medication, which is a matter of serious concern to our family. Serious concern. Our family respectfully appeals to the relevant authorities to urgently clarify Weldon's whereabouts, allow appropriate access to him, and ensure that he is able to receive any medication and care he requires. Above all, we appeal for this matter to be handled transparently and strictly in accordance with the law, with Weldon's legal fundamental rights fully respected. We remain deeply concerned for his safety and well-being and respect.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution. Yes, Mutale.
Hello?
Yes, Mutale.
Yeah, just a quick one. I was thinking that during this time around the 3 or tomorrow it's going to be 2 days remaining. I was thinking that through all the teams in different constituencies, I know this time around we have a lot of radio stations. If they can book time within 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, just like that, or maybe they can even break it down in the morning and in the evenings, so that they can take some airspace and educate people on this voter registration before these evil guys, APND, they take over, because if they go and start telling people they're going you, otherwise the message will go. It's better us, we should make sure that we take charge. We go on the radios and tell people that, hey, because we cannot have, rallies, but we can still reach people through the social media platforms, different platforms, and then the radio stations. Let's encourage people, teach them to take them through that the voting pattern will be ABCD, to be X, not the Nike. This is what I want to just to emphasize, so that leadership, these last 2 days, they should concentrate to make sure that this issue is brought before the people and to the leadership themselves with what has happened. And I want also to concur the previous caller who had mentioned that.
Oh, sorry, I think it got cut. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Make your contribution.
Ambassador.
Make your contribution, sir.
Ambassador, thank you very much for. I just want to follow up on the virtual conference for President Brian Mundubile and the crew from Southern Province.
Thank you.
Ambassador, this shows that President Hakainde Hichilema knew that he has lost the popularity in Southern Province. And first, that's why he had to reach out to reach those thugs, those police who disturbed the Western Provinces program. Ali Ishibokwewati, he had an intelligence that has lost popularity in Southern Province. That's why I'm Bilefi Western Province. And I'm happy that today the Chijuka and the elders, Matenko and others from Southern Province, they have exposed him, because we thought Southern Province for his personal survival for 7 glory. But the people from Southern Province, they always believed in one Zambia and one nation. So today he has been exposed, and I'm very happy that the people from elders from Southern Province came up and spoke and showed that Zambia is one nation and one people. I'm very grateful. Now, going to abducting Mrs. Martha Mwitumwa Lungu, Ambassador Martha, she's an institution on her own. Martha Mwitumwa Lungu, she was a head teacher for St. Monica's in Sparta for many years. And she has got a huge follower. If we go into even our Facebook or in our private life, she's an institution on our own, and she comes from Lundas. Two, Martha Mwitumwa, the husband comes from Western Province, is Mr. Mwitumwa. So people should understand that whatever they are doing with HH is not helping, it's just disturbing the country. I'm hoping that HH has to understand that he cannot hold this country to ransom. He has to release the people he's keeping in those cells in the prison without charging them. HH is committed a big crime, is committed treason. Those people are being kept in rough detention without charging them. It's very wrong. And I'm appealing to legal brains of this country. Law Association of Zambia, where are you? You people understand law. Can you stand for the mother Zambia? Help. This guy is now trying to introduce something else which doesn't exist in Zambian society. Kulibambia abantu are special who can live with that freedom. Others, they cannot live. We cannot live in this country like this. Please, Zambian people, stand up on the 13th. Let's remove this person. He's going to destroy the peace of this country. I thank you, Ambassador Mwambo.
Thank you very much. We've got another caller waiting. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
mwachimfako mwachitambuka program wailero vashikwata vachize nachava muchiteko komenti pamareview yali afike pino fifa chiralanga vachiranda pafinja chava program itali kanomba tati Kwansha kulapita kama nashiba linga kuti mwalanda nga mwala kwata program na hii ya pa 20 hours so ifina chapo kupishwa nga mwachimona filifi bachilalo ndura fyonse ya tempo ila nga mwailanda ko limekucha atu foko fu bantu ametoshita kona sasa futhi bashisa mkulanda pama baroti aya rashita eva aya ingiro kuba rejected okay nani bachilanda pa fingi sana shenga machitamba polero iya palero pa mandere ya program iya batatu nama civil organization. So
thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Anonymous. I'm just calling within Southern Province.
Yes, make your contribution.
I believe President Hichilema is not championing leadership. Because where he's taking the country is a bit dangerous, and the elders have exposed him for what he is, and not only the elders, even our late president KK. I'm sure Mr. Mwamba should play that video so that people can see for themselves and what Kaunda was talking about. On the basis of unity, if he's a parent in a home, he cannot build a family together with the tactics that he's using by subjecting Zambians to such type of levels of violence and hate and just divisionists. So I had phoned in and I talked about Mr. Mundubire's visit to Southern Province, which I said he must just do it with a caution. And I believe he gathered some form of intelligence or some sort that the waters there are not okay. But he used the leadership because he understands that once he goes there, things might turn up the other way around. And what is important, we need Mr. Brandon to be an example. Be an example of unity and peace. Not what President Hichilema is exhibiting. We want to go and vote on the 15th peacefully. We don't want this raucous behavior. We don't know what is happening in Kenya, what is happening in Zimbabwe, what is happening in these other countries. Zambia has been a beacon of peace. I've never experienced such type of tactics before, whereby people are being intimidated, whereby people are being threatened. Even elders, as people like Nevas Mumba, exhibiting hate on public. You, the northerners here, they also wake up. Don't be used by these people who just look on themselves and they don't think about the future of our country. Thank you very much, Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
This is Mwita from Kafima. Ambassador, I would like to talk mainly about these abductions. We have seen the abduction of Kennedy Kamba without any charge. We have seen the abduction of this Vide Findlay without any charge. And previously, just recently, we have seen the abduction of Ambassador Martha by even a ZAF officer. There is no explanation whatsoever from even the police. It's really surprising what is happening in this country. It's really surprising. When we say this country is really divided, this country, there's a lot of hate in this country. These are the things which point to what we are always talking about. This country really needs healing, Ambassador. We are really sad that in this country, in this era, people can be picked like that. No explanation from even the police. They just go missing like that. It's really surprising. Anyway, we know what we shall do in 3 days' time, because we cannot continue to live like this. It's really unheard of. These things were not there. Were not there in way back, but this time they have been becoming very common. I'm really sad. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. We'll be winding up on top of the hour. If you have anything to say, you say it now. before we end. We've been live with Brian Mundubile's rally, and
kakuveya chapetekwa male ano twakuvola skevo twanda kwamba tripote tukivike chantangarara ikuti kwanyevo nova na musanza alimwi amaprovinsi aya onse amwe chikave chorwa chakwamba kuti basa nguno yanda kuti aperekere wawa nguno yanda kunjira momo kuti kahulumende yamugwairiya mwakwampa nava vamozokumasambi priority yesunja kwamba kuti pana Zambia abave in charge minerals avo.
So most parts of the country remain poor today because we have greedy leaders in government. Can you imagine what would have happened today if that report was made public? Today would have been had investment pledges from all over the world into Southern Province, into Nega Nega, into Gwembe, into Mazabuka, into Livingstone. How can you explain a leader acquiring up to 800 mining licenses as an individual, holding that potential away from the investors in the world? A single individual, Zambian, a leader, he's sitting on 800 licenses. In addition to that, he gets a report, a countrywide report on minerals and sits on it. How do you expect a country to develop?
Novana musansa alimwa jindeji novana Zambia nyonse hena muli wabuti ikuti muntu omwe akatika abantu bali 20 million gajisi ima license ikwinda mu report eyo njimwabereka amali ano imuntu omwe waba report wajesama maini ali 800 ima maina ayo aji sibulo tubwini bugataide kakuve mwanka kuchavuma mwanka kubulozi kuwatopi mumbeji mwasika kumasinambi ichiliko mbujete bwaro ino nkambo nzinyo novana Zambia novana musanza tujizumina buti iwamba kuti ichiseji ampaya iliko anchaka tupaleza jibebe yoja bantu ibahonto kakuve nyobo nyonse anyevo nova musanza mwende wamba tikamuchisekulibya chinzi chomunoho gamina muntu omwe mbuli nguchinguleza kakuve bubo bonse watu panguleza tonse.
So my brothers and sisters,
relations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us. May the people of Southern Province understand what this means. Thank you. Thank you very much. Consideration as Vice President. I want to apologize to the nation. I want to apologize to the UPND. I want to apologize to Southern Province. I want to apologize to the Westerners, my Mbuyes, and everybody else for bringing you a man who should not have been in the first place at the expense of this man here. I want to apologize to you, Sakwiba Scotta, because it should have been you. My considerations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us. May the people of Southern Province understand what this means. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. As we come to the end of the program, my fellow Southerners, we are voting
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate. Speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV.